Administration looking into the possibility of deporting certain U.S. citizens who break the law in a serious way.
President Trump has sent hundreds of Venezuelan immigrants to a prison in El Salvador, and he's openly in favor of doing the same with American citizens who have committed violent crimes.
If it's a homegrown criminal, I have no problem.
He said the Attorney General is reviewing U.S. law to see if deporting citizens is legal. During an Oval Office meeting, the president praised El Salvador's leader for imprisoning the immigrants. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Harvard University's refusal to abandon DEI and satisfy other Trump administration conditions will cost the school more than $2 billion in federal grants and contracts. The money's being frozen. The administration demanding a merit-based admissions and hiring policy at Harvard. It was a magnitude 5.2 earthquake centered near San Diego that Southern California felt the other day, and the experts say that more shaking is likely in the coming days.
USGS seismologist Elizabeth Cochran in California says it was felt far and wide and rattled people, but there are no reports of major injuries.
I noticed the shaking, but it was not frightening.
She says the earthquake was an aftershock from Sunday's 3.3 magnitude quake along the same Elsinore fault, but
the magnitude 5.2, now that it has occurred, we now call it the main shock because it's the largest earthquake, and we now call everything that happened yesterday foreshocks.
Cochran says to expect even more aftershocks. I'm Julie Walker.
Wall Street may open lower this morning. Dow futures down 123. NASDAQ futures off 24 points. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Heard me talk about Relief Factor and how so many people enjoy a better, more pain-free life because of it. If you're dealing with everyday pain, it makes sense you'd want to try it first. Well, Relief Factor makes that pretty pain-free too with their 3-week quick start kit for only $19.95, less than $1 a day. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain temporarily, it helps reduce or eliminate pain. Visit relieffactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF, 800-4RELIEF for Relief Factor.
Progressive knows when you're in your RV, you're already on vacation. That's when you become Vacation You, who just camped where there's absolutely no shade. Even though regular you burns easily. In fact, Vacation You burns too, but is too stubborn to admit it, which is why regular you gets in trouble at the dermatologist because Vacation You doesn't do doctors. So bundle your RV with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Japanese regulators accuse Google of violating anti-monopoly laws.
The Japan Fair Trade Commission's cease and desist order says Google must stop the pre-installation of the Google search engine in Android smartphones, which, it says, in effect shuts out competition. Google Japan says in a statement that it finds the action regrettable, adding it had invested in Japan significantly to promote innovation as a technology leader. It's unclear if Google, a subsidiary of Alphabet, will fight the order. In the US, a judge ruled last year that Google had illegally exploited its dominance to squash competition. I'm Charles Deladas.
A second American aircraft carrier is operating in Mideast waters ahead of the next round of talks between Iran and the U.S. over Tehran's nuclear program. Questions still over exactly where the weekend talks between the two countries will be held. News and analysis, townhall.com. Did you try to phone the IRS for tax help this season?
Taxpayers calling the Internal Revenue Services for help processing their taxes this filing season may find it harder than normal to get someone on the phone. Experts say that problem is only expected to get worse next year, with staff cuts slashing the workforce. For this year, data of tax return processing times shows numbers that are a lot like numbers from last year. IRS employees involved in the 2025 tax season were not allowed to accept a buyout offer from the Trump administration until after the taxpayer filing deadline of April 15th, even though thousands of probationary workers were laid off earlier in the year. Aya Panjwani, Washington.
The Trump administration taking its next steps toward imposing more tariffs on key imports. The administration is launching investigations into imports of computer chips and products that contain them, chip-making gear, and pharmaceuticals. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here? I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Javelin, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy middle of the week.
Yes.
Oh, it's Tuesday, actually. It's not Wednesday.
It's the middle of the week.
Yeah.
Middle of the first part.
Yeah. Sorry, I had 3 Mondays today. So.
Tuesday is Wednesday's Wednesday.
Yes.
There you go.
But, it's also Easter week, and a lot of people are off on Friday, so technically it is the middle of the week.
Yeah, right? You're not wrong. Tis a good Friday.
Yeah.
You know what? Great Friday.
There you go.
Make it one more gooder.
Bestest is Friday.
That's right.
But happy Tuesday, everybody.
Indeed.
It is Tuesday. I did, now, day later, I kind of seen some of the footage and stuff from the ladies going to space and all that. And one thing, it was a success, and I still say what I say, it's a very expensive Disney ride.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But I'm not going to lie, it made me giggle.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing Gail King's expression on her face when she's walking into that ship. Clearly, she wanted no part of that.
Did you hear? So they played the mics. They were all mic'd up.
Uh-huh.
And so the way that the descent happens is once they enter our orbit, it's free fall.
Yeah, they're just going through the gravitational pull all the way,
until a pre-shoot, like a pre-parachute, explodes out. And that's what pulls the final shoot.
Gotcha.
Like the thing that actually slows it down. So that initial, judder. So all these women in this cab, all you hear is just blood-curdling screams.
Yeah. Ah!
And then the main chute gets pulled and but the absolute best, they said when the craft hits the ground, it's going to be a very soft landing. You're going to see a small plume of dust.
Yeah.
That thing cratered. It came down so hard.
Well, they said it and this is what the announcers kept saying, and I don't know if this is just hot garbage or real, but they kept saying, "Well, it's softer than it looks."
Yeah, sure.
And they were giggling when they did land.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was they all giggled. So like, maybe it was, and they all kissed. Well, Gail and Katy Perry kissed the ground when they got out.
I was going to say, did Katy Perry kiss a girl and like it?
No, she kissed the ground and liked it.
She kissed the ground. Although, did you hear any of the interviews after the fact?
Not really. I don't think.
If you get a chance, go back and try to find Katy Perry's, because I'm pretty sure that she got high before she got high. She comes out and she's got these, like, her eyes are glazed over. I mean, obviously she was in tears at some point, but they said, "How do you feel?" And she goes, "So connected to love, and all is love, and we are love."
Well, that would make sense, because there's a video clip I've seen where they're actually in space floating around, and they're showing various symbols, and then I guess there's a moment where Katy Perry shows a daisy for her daughter, Daisy.
Okay.
And I don't know, it's the way she did it. I thought maybe, well, this is a pro and it knows how to, but maybe she was just high.
I think
because there's a scene where she's like, I think she's looking in a camera that's above the window. And the way she holds the daisy and smiles and looks at it, it's almost like, pause, Daisy by Retson or something, and then you just move on to the thing. It's just her facial expression, and it's it's actually a quite lovely moment. But now that you say that she was maybe high, I'm like,
let me try to find just the interview, because she was, and there she is holding the daisy.
Yeah. But every time I saw that, I was just like, man, I feel like that was planned big time, and she just boom, and like that's going to be on the perfume bottle or something, or on a magazine.
Connected to Love.
Yeah.
A Fragrance by Michael Kors.
Yeah.
Okay, let me find. So I saw it because it was on. They were talking about it on. I think it was Kimmel. Let me get back to here. Okay. I'm trying to avoid any and all references to James. I know you are not fans.
You are officially an astronaut.
Thank you so much.
How do you feel?
I feel super connected to love. So connected to love. I think this experience has shown me you never know how much love is inside of you, like how much love you have to give.
Yeah.
And how loved you are until the day you launch.
Is it possible that Katie popped a mushroom while she was up?
Yeah, I'm just saying, he ain't wrong.
So, I mean...
or did they hit like a taco bar after? Just saying.
Well, this was directly after. So, I mean, I understand. It's an experience. I'm seeing...
Absolutely.
I can't imagine what it's like, how surreal it is to look out a window and see this, see Earth, see us. And it does put things into perspective. Like, everything is such a big deal to us down here, but up there we're dots.
Yeah.
If that. I mean, so there is that perspective, but it did seem a little bit, aided, so to speak.
Well, it's just funny to see Gail King's face, and then you got, I'm at one with the Earth, all going on at the same time. It's just kind of funny to me. But.
Just it was an entertaining endeavor, so to speak.
Yeah. Absolutely. But success, all went well. And I guess what do they charge? $100,000 to do that?
Something like that.
For $100,000, you can ride the Disney's most expensive ride too.
I did see some headline. It was like, fascism for the poor, rockets for the rich.
I saw something on like Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
It was a thing that some restaurant was doing. And I was like, that's kind of cool. I wish a local restaurant would take this up. Okay. Not that I have one and I own the business, but I thought it was kind of cool. They basically had a bulletin board that was up.
Uh-huh.
And it had just a bunch of receipts for food
paid
on there.
Meals.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're like, look, these meals are paid for. If you need a meal, grab a meal. And you can look, and it's like a menu. Some guy bought you a cheeseburger. Somebody bought a chicken fried steak or whatever
and they present that as like one of their menu options. You can pay it forward and buy a meal that we'll post on the board.
I thought that was pretty cool.
It is. It's a really cool idea. There's that, and then there's another place. I think it's either like a taco bar or like a pizzeria in California where they just pay whatever you feel.
Oh yeah, I've seen some of those, and I like those.
Is okay.
I like those. Yeah. I don't know how that works financially for those places.
A lot of times, really good because people will tend to
people
overpay.
that can't overpay that will overpay.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a good way to bring forth charity without actually feeling like you're doing something. Segue to tonight.
Yeah, look at this
guy. Texas Roadhouse people.
Yeah.
Come on out, come hungry, and help out a great cause just for eating.
Yeah, absolutely. We had, of course, Amy on from the Historical Society yesterday, and tonight is from 3 to 10. If you get the flyer, you've probably all seen the Dine to Donate flyer. Go to the Historical Society's Facebook page, or you can get it off there. I think we have it on the interview and all as well, too. But you can get that and bring it with you tonight, or a digital copy, or an actual paper copy, and they'll take 10% of your meal cost and donate it back to the Historical Society tonight. So that's 3 to 10 this evening.
And they have needs now, so anything and everything you can donate to them is definitely appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely. Scholarships, all that good stuff. So, let me give you the rundown.
Yes.
For today's show. We're gonna play our interview. The ladies from the Chaves County Federated Republican Women joined us. We had Toby Fratt and Rhonda Jasper join us tomorrow. Wednesday. Yes, tomorrow is their next Federated Republican Women's meeting. They're going to have actually some of the legislators speak. Also, CEO for Reno Air Races speak as well. They're doing a hamburger bar for lunch So they got pretty good eats and treats for you for tomorrow's meeting. So we're going to play that interview here in just a few minutes. In the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to replay our interview we had with the folks from VFW Post 12184. Stacy Vanderwert from Roswell Honda joined us as well to talk about their golf classic, which is coming up the April 25th. Is that weekend? Yeah, it's the weekend after Easter, right? Yeah, that weekend. And, of course, the money raised is going to go to our local VFW Post here. So we'll play that interview for you.
What was the VFW Post again?
12184.
Hooah! It just always reminds me of the BAM cards from the Ron and Fez show.
Oh, yeah.
They'd always call in BAM member, or BAM card member 43232. Hooah! They'd always play the sound.
The old Army, or actually it's... what's his name from?
It's Son of a Woman, yeah.
Son of a Woman. I was trying to remember that Al Pacino.
Al Pacino.
I remember.
Al Pacino.
Yeah, seen it 1,000 times. Just couldn't remember the name of it. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to have the folks from Church on the Move join us. Pastor Troy Smotherman and Pastor Sean Kelly inviting folks out to Easter services this weekend. So, and then of course we'll have all of your newses of the local national variety, Wall Street business updates, and what have you. And that should about do it, I think. All right, before we do any of that, let's take a gander at your weather. Kind of little up, little down, little warm, maybe some rain at the end.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good today. Comfortable daytime highs in the low to mid 70s. It will be a little bit breezy, especially around Artesia, 15 to 25 mile per hour wind. Sunshine through the afternoon. Overnight, we're down around 50 and clear, and then we start to heat up a little bit on Wednesday. It will be getting a little bit more breezy. We're going up to the low 90s. Windy and about 90 on Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 54 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 43% with winds currently out of the southeast at 6 miles per hour. A little cooler today. Yeah, I guess this would be our cool day. 74 and sunny today. Winds will be breezy out of the east, 10 to 20 early, shifting to the south this afternoon. Tonight, skies will be mostly clear. Overnight low of 52. South winds 15 to 20. They'll drop down 5 to 10 after midnight. Sunny and in the 90s tomorrow. 92 are expected high for your Wednesday. South winds 5 to 10 early. Winds will pick up for the afternoon out of the southwest, 15 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday night, clear skies, overnight low of 56. Southwest winds 15 to 20, gusting as high as 30 miles per hour. Winds will drop down 10 to 15 after midnight. Thursday, expect some areas of blowing dust because it's going to be windy. Sunny and a high of 94, but the winds will be out of the south 5 to 15 early, increasing 20 to 30, gusting as high as 45 miles per hour later Thursday. Thursday night, patchy blowing dust continues till about 7 p.m., then partly cloudy skies and overnight low of 57. Winds will remain windy. Friday, breezy and 84 under mostly sunny skies. Breezy Friday night with an overnight low of 49 under partly cloudy skies. And then we're looking at now they're kind of backing down those rain chances. They were talking like 40 at one point earlier in the week. Now they've limited to a 20% chance of showers Saturday, mostly sunny, 76 for a high, so cooler. And then a 20% Saturday night, mostly cloudy, overnight low 45, sunny, and 77 on Sunday. So it looks like those rain chances are dissipating as the week progresses. It's only Tuesday. I'm guessing by Friday they might just be gone. So we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll go the other way. All right, 7:19. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Then we're going to play our interview here with the ladies from the Chaves County Federated Republican Women, talking about their next meeting coming up tomorrow. Don't go away.
At Martine's Capital Cafe, come in and enjoy a delicious variety for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Try our burritos, huevos rancheros, asado, chorizo, sausage, flantas, fajitas, chili rellenos, quesadillas, enchiladas, sopapillas, and don't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger and so much more. Everything is prepared with the finest and freshest ingredients. Martine's Capital Cafe. Quality, value, tradition, and the most delicious New Mexican food since 1989. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th Street in Roswell. Edge Safety and Services, LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has an immediate opening for roustabout crew and a safety technician. Position requires a clean driving record and must be able to pass a drug and alcohol screening. Edge Safety offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please email resumes to edgecoding@yahoo.com or apply in person at 2801 North Freeman in Artesia. Edge Safety and Services is an equal opportunity employer. The Eastern New Mexico University System is proud to present One Eastern Day, sponsored by J.P. Stone Community Bank on Thursday, May 1st from 4 to 9 p.m. on the campus of Eastern New Mexico University, Roswell. Come join ENMU for a family fun night featuring food trucks, inflatables, info booths, and live music by Roswell's own Grupo Maldad from 7 to 9 p.m. Bring out the whole family May 1st to ENMU Roswell and join us for One Eastern Day. Visit roswell.enmu.edu for more information. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success. That's what we're about.
Upside down? Time to turn it around. The Upside Down and Payoff Sales event is on now at Roswell Honda. Now through Easter weekend, Roswell Honda needs your trade, and they'll do whatever it takes to get it. If they make a deal, they'll pay off your trade no matter what you owe and eliminate your existing loan or lease. Drive away today for $0 down and payments as low as $199 a month with or without perfect credit. Drive newer for less and get right side up during the Upside Down and Payoff Sales event at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Hi, I'm Chef Anthony Noble at the Valley Cafe located at 801 West Brasher in Roswell. We want to welcome you for dinner 5 to 8 p.m. weekdays, except Wednesday we close at 2 p.m. If you haven't tried our food yet, I hope you come try one of our dinner entrees, pasta, soups, salads, burgers, and sandwiches, and our weekly specials as well. Let me make you great dinner. Visit the Valley Cafe at 801 West Brasher, the Orange Building across from Church on the Move in Roswell.
Can't see us in person? Find our full menu on DoorDash, Grubhub, and Uber Eats.
The Roswell Symphony Orchestra presents Kinderman Plays Beethoven, Saturday, May 3rd, 7:30 p.m. at Pearson Auditorium in Roswell. William Kinderman returns to Roswell to perform Beethoven's Piano Concerto No. 5, Emperor, along with works by Weber, Dvorak, and Richard Strauss. Tickets are on sale now and are available at roswellsymphony.org or by calling 575-623-5882. Kinderman Plays Beethoven, Saturday, May 3rd, 7:30 p.m. at Pearson Auditorium in Roswell. Paid in part by the City of Roswell Launders Tax.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. 1,160 head of cattle sold on Monday on a higher market with excellent buyer attendance. Compared to last week, stocker calves sold 15 to 25 higher, feeder cattle 12 to 20 higher, packer cows and bulls $10 to $20 higher. 3 to 400 pound steers $450, $460, 3 to 400 pound heifers $407, $412, 4 to 500 pound steers $412, $457, 5 to 600 pound heifers $337, $407, 5 to 600 pound steers $325, $412, 5 to 600 pound heifers $319, $337, 6 700 pound steers $305, $325, 6 700 pound heifers $270, $319, 7 800 pound steers $273, $305, 7 800 pound heifers $225, $270, packer cows $142, $152, canner and cutter cows $130, $140, packer bulls $170, $186, feeder bulls $158, $163. Top half the cow calf pairs $2,700 to $3,150 per pair. Top half the bred cows $2,600 to $2,800 per head. Next week's sale will be held on Tuesday in observance of Easter Sunday, and we appreciate the business. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Mulan has the highest kill count of any Disney character. When asked for comment, Buzz Lightyear responded, "To infinity and beyond." Here's Mike Winters.
And welcome back to the morning show. And joining us in studio this morning from the Chavez County Federated Republican Women. That's a big title.
That is a big title.
Rhonda Jasper and Toby Fratt back with us. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
How's life at the Federated Republican Women this morning?
It's great. Yeah, very busy.
What is busy? Yeah, it seems there's just a lot going on. Of course, the legislative session just wrapped up, and of course now they're calling, it's just a crazy, just the state right now, the National Guard troops. I mean, it's just wild right now. So yeah, it's busy.
Certainly is.
So I imagine, of course, for folks not familiar, the Chavez County Federated Republican Women, like the title, they are organization made up mostly of women. There are some men in the auxiliary role, but It's mostly a women's organization. And the first thing is, yes, supporting the programs, the candidates of the Republican Party for the state of New Mexico, particularly here at Chavez County. However, it's also a service organization because when they're not involved in campaigns and elections and all that stuff, they're also working with youth, working with other service groups and helping support them, like Assurance Home and many others. So it's kind of twofold. There's the political side and then the service side, and they kind of meet in the middle for a creamy, delightful sandwich. And speaking of food, they meet once a month, usually the third Wednesday of the month.
This coming Wednesday.
And that's why they always have them in the week before. And of course, the home for now has been the Elks Lodge there. It's usually, obviously, it can't do it now, but usually it's at the convention center. But for the last several months now, it's been at the Elks Lodge. But that's the only thing different. A great meeting every month. They do a great lunch. The folks at the Elks put out a good spread each and every month.
Yes.
And then we always have great, poignant speakers. I'm going to take a guess that this one will deal a lot with legislative session.
Well, we have 3 legislators. We're going to have Angelita Mejia and Jimmy Mason and Senator Candy Azell.
Okay.
But we're also going to have Bobby Thompson with air races.
Okay. So we're going to talk a little air races on top of legislative stuff.
She is quite an interesting lady. Bob Corn and Bobby are both on the airport board.
Okay.
And we call Bob Corn Bad Bobby. And we call her Good Bobby. No, just kidding, Bob. We're just kidding.
I feel like there's a country song in there somewhere. Bad.
He said he's going to grow a beard so they can tell them apart. She's about yay high, and he's
well,
way
at the
up
bare
there.
minimum, give one a white hat and one a black hat.
Definitely the black goes to Bobby.
Well, he's a bad guy. Yeah, bad Bobby, get the black hat.
Bad Bobby.
Maybe if he can grow a mustache, he can curl too.
There
that would
you
be
go.
But we all kid. But so we're going to get a lot of good stuff about the legislative stuff, but also as we gear up for the national championship air races, I'm telling you, next month May, it's going to be the kind of a dress rehearsal. Is all these pilots it won't be as big as September, but it's about as big as it's going to be until we get to September.
Absolutely.
And so we really want to get, especially organizations and stuff, if you're a part of other civic groups, I think you want to come because usually there's a lot of opportunities for your organizations to get involved in making money for your organizations,
Absolutely.
getting all
And
kinds of stuff,
volunteers.
nonprofit stuff.
Lots
Absolutely.
of volunteer opportunities.
They love working, particularly veterans groups and patriotic groups. They love working with those organizations. So might behoove you to come have lunch with us next Wednesday.
Absolutely. Hear about what happened or what didn't happen in Santa Fe.
Right, the good, the bad, the ugly.
And kind of what we're going to do going forward.
Sure, it's got and it's a really a great networking opportunity because yes, you're going to have your definitely your representative speaking, but especially now that the legislative session's over, a lot of the candidates and a lot of the current reps and state senators and commissioners and city council folks are all going to be coming and having lunch. So it's really a great chance to talk with the folks, your elected officials, and kind of catch them in a non-formal setting.
And we tried to get more of our legislators, but after 60 days in Santa Fe,
they want a little break.
Some were out of town, some were, everything's just.
But you never know who
hectic.
pops in on these things. So I guarantee,
absolutely.
get there about 11:30, and that way you can mingle and everything for lunch starts, and then about noon is when the actual meeting will get underway.
And we're having a hamburger buffet.
And call us and let us know, even if you're not eating.
That
so
way
we
we
have
can-
enough seats.
Yeah, if you definitely
food.
RSVP, and there's a lunch fee.
Yes.
But it's the cheapest lunch in town, if cost wise, and it's like say. Put it this way, I defy you to find the same quality of lunch for the price you're paying for
Right.
it. Under $30 nowadays is
Isn't that the truth?
Hamburger buffet with chips and dessert.
Yeah.
And tea and
I
whatever.
guarantee you go to a fast food joint, get the same meal for $25.
Sergio does a great job out there.
And it's not as good. So
Exactly.
come and enjoy a great meal. And like I said, if this is a burger with all the fixins and all that, so who about as American as you can get right there.
Absolutely.
And of course, like you said, we'll get some great. And I'm telling you, if you have not heard the skinny on the national championship air races, come for that alone. And I ain't gonna lie, you'll probably listen to legislators and get mad because that's what happens. But it's not their fault. It's
Well,
just
and Bobby, the woman who's over that and the director of that whole organization here, she actually used to be one of the race pilots.
She was a pilot herself,
So
huh?
she knows what she's talking
So
about.
she's
and
got
tons of experience.
I'm going to say every single one who sits in one of those seats has got a hint of crazy in them. Just a hint. Maybe more than a hint in others. But so she's got a hint of crazy in her.
Oh, and we love crazy.
That's right.
In fact,
There's
we
nothing wrong with that.
invite crazy over.
You know what? You need a little crazy. It's just when you have too much crazy. That's the problem. You got to. It's just a sprinkle of crazy is all you need.
That's all you need.
But that'll be really cool. That's cool. So I imagine she could probably tell you a few plane stories and flying stories, pilot stories.
I've heard some stories from her, and they're just women in general have not been in that field as much as men.
They always have to kind of earn their place in the room and
work a little harder.
They got to prove they got to be in that
crazier,
room.
I don't know.
They got to go a little over the top to prove they belong in that room. But once they're in, they're no different. I'll tell you.
This young lady got her pilot's license before her driver's license.
Wow.
That doesn't surprise me with some of these folks.
I don't want to fly. I want to be flown.
That's right. I'm the same way. I'm kind of like, I just want to, but
yeah, too much trouble.
And it's the cool part is if you go to I think it's airraces.org, I believe is their website. Just go and read all the different classes and categories because they've got everything from like if you're a drag race person, like a brung type deal where it's literally like open class, not amateur because none of these folks are amateurs, but maybe the people that don't have millions of dollars to spend on aircraft, that's that category. But then they got categories that are very much like what you would call to NASCAR racing, where the planes are exact specifications, everything's the exact size. The only difference is the pilot. And so the plane, and then they have like drag racing where it's literally race to the pole kind of thing. The others have the courses, the pylons, but it's a course they race around, and it's like NASCAR. It's wingtip to wingtip. 4 or 5 abreast going around this course. It's no joke.
And you might ask, where is politics in this?
Yeah.
Well, we're not just about politics.
It's
we're
about our community.
Telling our community what's going on.
This is all growth of our community.
If I hear people say one more time, there's nothing to do in Roswell, I'm going to jump off the cliff because there's too much sometimes.
And to be honest, this is a stepping stone to other things. Like there's other things that this takes off. It begats this, which is going to I'm going to take a stab the next 10 to 15 years. Roswell's going to be like this airplane mecca.
I agree.
I mean, yes, we're never going to shake the aliens. Sorry, folks. We're always going to have that. Right. But people are going to be like, that's like a mecca for all kinds of airplane stuff. There's talks of like going to be going out there, and really that air center is going to be a hub for Chavez County.
And anything good for our community, we want everybody to know about.
And which means it begat more things. So, like, if you're wanting to see more than one airline company flying in and out of there, this is how this sets the table.
And she's working on getting some other airlines involved right now.
Yeah. Well, from the Air Race standpoint, they would like to have more options too.
Absolutely.
So it behooves all of us.
And it helps us because she's got more pull than we do.
Yeah. Yeah. When they got an army of customers and followers behind that tends to move a needle. When it comes to spending money to make money,
yes,
those kind of things definitely move the needle quicker than probably more than we can do sometimes. So. But come learn about this stuff. Come to the meeting. Come get plugged in. Like if you're one of those people that I'm mad every time I hear something about Santa Fe, right? And you're wanting to get more involved in your local, and that's how it starts. It starts here at the grassroots level, right here at a Chavez County Federated Republican Women's meeting. You're sitting there talking to candidates, talking to people, getting more involved. Maybe you yourself want to go down the path of candidacy. Good luck to you, but if that's your path, this is the way. But
or volunteering.
More importantly, find people
that
that's
kind
your
of thing.
Yeah, it's like, look, I really like what this person's saying. I would like to do more to support this person's campaign. Well, guess what? Now, before primaries, it's Switzerland.
That's right.
Everyone's we love everybody.
Absolutely.
And then after the primaries, when the party kind of rallies more behind the one candidate that had been chosen. Right. Till then, it's everybody love everybody. let's
and you
keep
know,
it,
you don't
keep
have
it classy.
to know everything about everything, and you don't have to understand all the bills. That's what's beautiful about this.
I guarantee that every one of our legislators in the House don't know everything about every bill and everywhere.
Right. No.
Guarantee
but
it.
they will explain it to us in
Sure.
bite-sized pieces so
Absolutely.
we can understand
Yeah.
it. And
I guarantee there's rooms they walk into me. What are we voting on again? What is this
gosh.
about? I guarantee.
And
that.
really just what affects us.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Everything around the state.
But-
And don't you know, the governor got mad about the state bread. You know, she didn't want him debating on that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I thought that was kind of
that created a kerfluffle. Didn't
Yeah, it did. Made her a little bit taller. I think she was so mad.
Well, and this is one of those things where I'm kind of like, all right, this is stupid to make a thing out of it. But at the same time, regardless of policy, I am kind of like, there's some bigger fish to fry. And
Yes.
if you did spend a lot of time talking about tortillas, I mean, that could
I
have
don't
been
think it would take
that could have been
long.
used on a crime bill.
Do you think yes? And
Yeah,
go.
exactly.
There
I mean,
wasn't a bunch of debate.
But
you
for them
know?
to make a bunch of fun out of it on company time, that was kind of like, okay, I could see that makes it. Because especially if that would be one thing if they passed a bunch of great legislature coming out of it, but everybody's not going to say. I mean, both sides are agreeing they're not happy with what came out of Santa Fe. And it was a 60-day.
60 days.
Which means it's supposed to get more done.
Exactly.
Which means it's really what it means is more time for glad handing and goofing around, and then the last week they scramble to do stuff, and they just get an extra couple weeks.
And I know they get frustrated, so some of these
Yeah.
lighthearted bills.
And that's what I'm saying.
They've got to have a reprieve.
It's not
you know?
all of. I say this, and I'm talking. Our legislatures and stuff. They're the ones that are fighting in every circle. They're the minority in every room. No matter, just because we are a conservative part of the country, part of the state. When our legislators go in there, they're always the minorities in the room. They're always fighting from the minority perspective.
Absolutely.
Every single time, and if they get half a win, that's a win for them. And so for them, it's. And this is the part that I feel bad for them, because at the end of the day, until they get some headway in some of these other places where they can get some more moderate people at least to have a conversation, and that's just get to the middle. Let's just get to the middle.
Get to the middle.
Yeah, and that's the problem. And so,
And as legislators that go and represent us, they need us. They need to see us in numbers to support them.
we're their ammo.
Yeah, because it gives them a plug of energy to know that they're not doing this for nothing.
Yeah. Well, and this is like when they have those debates in those Senate chambers and House chambers, when they're talking about trying to pass this bill to the next committee. They're literally, those emails from their constituents, they're holding them in their hands saying, look, I've got 100 emails from people in my district wanting this bill to pass.
Yes.
That's what we got. And so when they can show that, and they can show that, that carries more weight. And this is how the minority groups in the room have an argument. When we, the people, back those people, when they come in with stacks and stacks saying this is what they support. Because at the end of the day, every single one in that room, whether they're Democrat, Republican, or otherwise, are representatives of you. They're supposed to do what you tell them to.
Exactly.
Regardless of what the D or the R or lack thereof says to them.
Absolutely.
And that's how they get that ammo. So when you walk in there with a stack of constituents, legitimate constituents' concerns, that's like giving them a golden ticket to walk in and get stuff done. So please write these emails. And I know, like when Greg Nybert was serving us, and I've talked to a few other, they've always said one of the best things when you do reach out to them is put, I'm a constituent, I'm in your district, I'm in there, because they get inundated with so much stuff. A lot of it from these, puppet groups and, lobbies, your PETAs and other NRAs of the world that gets lost in the shuffle. Mm-hmm. But when they see something from Jane Smith or Bob Smith from District 32, Roswell, New Mexico, whatever it is, they take notice to that, and they put more weight on that. So as a tip, when you do write your legislators, please tell them, I'm a member of your district. I'm, or if it's a neighboring district, I'm in the next district over, but I'm in Roswell as well. And I've also wrote to my senator, my congressperson. I'm also sharing this with you. They please do that.
Yes.
That carries weight. It's because those are actual human beings with actual thoughts and actual concerns.
And I do believe they read each one.
Mm-hmm. They do,
because
especially at our state level.
At our state level,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not as easy up in.
I'm sure
DC,
it goes through a few interns before it
Yeah.
might get to your representative.
But here they do. They really care. They want to know.
So please, that's a great way to get involved. So come to the meeting, meet these folks, come
come have a burger and come learn and come and make it a point. Mark your calendar. It's always the third Wednesday of the month, about 11:30 for the foreseeable future. It'll be at the Elks Lodge here till further notice.
And if you don't get the call, still come. We'll
Please.
make room for you.
Absolutely, yeah.
But if you're going to eat, we like to know that, especially so Sergio's not running in the back and recreating.
We hate to have to steal a burger
or
from someone.
something.
Sorry, we got to take half that to give this guy. No, we won't. I'm just. You know what I mean? We would love to have enough. We don't want to create a headache for the Elks if we don't have to.
Right.
Let's let them keep doing their thing. And so, of course, they overplan a little bit, but you know.
Yeah, but in today's times, they don't overplan
and it's
much.
real easy to get. If you're a Facebook user, there's a Chaves County Federated Republican Women Facebook page.
Yes.
I invite you to like and follow it, but shoot a message on there or shoot in a comment saying, "Hey, me and +2 coming to the next meeting. Please
We'll get it.
set aside for you." And then when you get there, you reserve. You can pay for your meal and turn you loose.
That's right. That's the turn us loose, right, Toby?
And the email is really easy, rsvpccfrw@gmail.com. Really easy.
And of course, if you're wanting to become a member, always looking
We
for
really love that.
more members of. And like I said, it's men also are members of the organization as like an associate role or auxiliary role, and so the whole family can be a part. Children as well. There's a lot of teenagers that are kind of junior members. That a lot of them are working towards scholarships and stuff, and so you might see them at the meeting next week, kind of bussing tables or doing some work for the organization. And this is kind of them learning the ropes a little bit and seeing
and exposing them. Teaching them about their
privilege
to vote.
Well, a lot of these kids will go on to be like they'll get their college degrees, and some will go work as service aides in Washington or in Santa Fe. Or
look at J.D. Vance.
Yeah,
nobody would have ever thought he.
This is kind of their step into the world of politics,
Yeah.
or doing that, making that difference. You know, they get to learn that stuff this way, and
we're very close to being one of the largest groups of ours. You know, the Republican women in the whole state. So.
That's awesome. And
very, very close. As many members as we can get.
Well, this is the one thing. I want you guys to have so much competition. I ain't going to lie. I know
exactly.
I'm going to take a stab. It's probably like Four Corners area is probably also got a strong representation there. But,
I think that's our largest competitor.
But I would like to see, God forbid, the Santa Fe group or Bernalino County or one of these making some noise and giving you some competition. That would be a good problem to have.
County rocks. I mean, we do.
Yeah. Well, I imagine Eddy County probably
they've got a group, but not nearly.
They're not as active.
As large as ours.
Okay.
Right. And Eddy County's so spread out. Artesia and Carlsbad.
This is true.
Where we're
a one town kind of thing, and they're a two town. In football, they got their own teams, but in life, we got one town. They got two.
Right.
So, but that being said, throw the gauntlet down. Y'all get down there and come on, let's do the cheerleaders. I got spirit. How about you? Throw that back in.
And I want to talk a little bit about our Cowboy Prom.
Oh, excellent. Yes.
We have Cowboy Prom.
That's one of your big annual events here.
It's every other
year. I would say annual, but every 2 years.
Because that's how we take care of our scholarships. Mm-hmm. And this year it's going to be on September 13th. And before anybody starts going crazy about that's during the air races, that means you'll have a place to eat and a place to dance right here in town.
So you're going to look at it as like an after party for the races kind of thing.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
It's $75 a person, but if they only want to come to dance after 7:30, it's just $25.
Okay, cool.
So that can happen. And we were even talking about how to get down there because if it's real crowded, Kinson or Brasher.
Yeah. Just follow the group and we'll get you in and... who knows? Maybe trade in the car for a horse and horseback.
There you go.
Well, and there's lots of parking out there. So
yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's plenty of parking. And the Reno guys, they're just going to parachute in. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But this is really cool. And if you've never been a part of it, it's really cool. Like it's a night of great silent auction, dinner, dancing. It's a lot of fun. And
you might meet some of those people.
You might meet, and hopefully some of the air race folks come and cut a rug or two with everybody out there.
And I'm not saying absolutely Tom Cruise will be here, but Bobby said he has come to these in the past. And some other high-profile actors and celebrities.
If the evening breaks out into a chorus of "You've Lost That Lovin' Feeling," we know he's there. But remind folks the date again, September 13th.
September 13th, and $75 each. Table sponsor is
it'll be at the fairgrounds.
$800 for a sponsor of a table, and it helps us give back to our community.
This is the bread and butter for the
So
scholarship
it's huge
program
for
every year
us.
for their youth program.
Right. And I tell you, Janine was going to come today to talk about this because this has been her
It's
baby.
kind of her baby, yeah.
But she puts a lot of work into it, as do all the members. And, it's really done well.
Is she doing good? I know,
Sure.
she was still doing a lot of flooding stuff. But she
She's
started to get her.
digging out of things
Good.
and mold, and she had
Yeah.
a wedding in the middle of all that.
Yeah,
and,
it literally poured on her this time. I mean,
Yes.
she's
what a great attitude she's had.
oh, she's a fighter. She does what she does.
She sure is. She's a
Lesser
survivor.
people would have not have survived what she would have done.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But I'm glad she seems to starting to see a little light at the tunnel.
Hanging in, like the rest of us, hanging in there.
Just getting by. But in the meantime, join us next Wednesday.
This Wednesday.
It'll be this
the 16th.
1 week from today, basically.
2 days
No.
from today.
Oh, that'll be
This
this week.
week.
That's
This
right, this
week.
week.
This
Sorry, I'm a week behind myself. You know what? We've got like 5 like this week's all messed up because it's all there's like an extra Friday, and I've been like the third Tuesday and the Wednesday all. But yes, it's this Wednesday, the 16th. Come on out. 11:30, 12 is when the meeting gets underway, but the dining and the schmoozing starts about 11:30 and all
Right.
that good stuff.
And your legislators want to talk to you. They are
Please.
willing to answer
This
any
is
question.
this is why they come. They want to talk to the people. They want to hear the put their finger on the pulse. And this is how they
And
do
I
it.
always love when Candy tells her stories because she's not shy.
Candy's going to entertain a room no matter what. She could be talking about nothing, and it's entertaining. Yeah, she's going to be a great guest speaker.
She's sharp.
Excellent. And again, just look for Chaves County Federated Republican Women's Facebook page. Shoot a message, or if you have any questions or an RSVP, or if you want to learn more about becoming a member of the organization, just shoot a message there, or shoot an email. What's that email one more time?
It's rsvpccfrw@gmail.com.
You could, or if you just know any Federated Republican Women member,
Give us a call.
Exactly.
blow up their phone
us a
or give them a shoot a text, and they'll
That's
get you on the list there.
That's right.
Good deal. Well, thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
We'll see you here next time.
All right.
All right. Don't work too hard.
Fun. Okay.
Thank you.
Stay cool. This is one of those weeks of hotness. So
I'm cool.
yeah, it's right. You're prepared. She's
Got my fan.
She brings her own fans.
I don't wait for somebody else to provide.
I get a fan, but they usually don't hang out very long. They're a fan for a minute. But thank you, ladies. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
That was fun.
A ceremony to mark the 3rd anniversary of the Cahoon Park double murder in Roswell. On Saturday, dozens of people gathered at the park to honor the victims, but providing a festive atmosphere this year, including food trucks, a car show, a bike race, and more. In April 2022, Cameron Luna and Jorge Armendariz Jr., both teenagers, went to the park to buy a gun from someone else, but the transaction went sour and both teens were shot and killed in a robbery. And the Roswell Police Department is holding its Prescription Drug Take-Back Day on April 26th. As part of the national event, members of the department will be at Walgreens on South Main Street from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. that day. The event is free. Anyone can stay anonymous while dropping off their unwanted prescription drugs. Vape devices will also be accepted this year, but the batteries must be removed. Syringes, shapers, aerosols, including inhalers, and illicit drugs will not be accepted. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
Ever pull out an old photo of your grandfather in uniform during World War II, or your mom in the 80s? These are the photos we want to hang on to, but a lot of them didn't age well. Torn edges, scratches, fading, maybe even creases. That's where AI photo restoration comes in. I'm Kim Commando for Oracle. You can cut your current cloud bill in half if you move to Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. See if your company qualifies at oracle.com/Kim. You don't need to be a Photoshop expert anymore. New AI tools and apps can fix damage in seconds. Scratches, tears, water stains, you name it. They can sharpen blurry faces, bring faded colors to life, and fill in missing parts. MyHeritage Photo Repair is a great place to start. Just upload your photo, it cleans it up automatically. Another option, Remini AI, perfect for sharpening fuzzy faces and old portraits. And then there's Vance AI Photo Restorer. It will remove creases, stains, and also facial damage. It's great for portraits. Start your day with my free newsletter at getkim.com. There's a growing expense eating into your company's profits. It's your cloud computing bill. You may have gotten a deal to start, but now the spend is sky high and increasing every year. What if you could cut your cloud bill in half and improve performance at the same time? Well, if you act by May 31st, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure can help you do just that. OCI is the next generation cloud designed for every workload, where you can run any application, including any AI projects, faster and more securely for less. In fact, Oracle has a special promotion where you can cut your cloud bill in half when you switch to OCI. The savings are real. On average, OCI costs 50% less for computing, 70% less for storage, and 80% less for networking. Join today's innovative AI tech companies who upgraded to OCI and saved. Offer only for new U.S. customers with a minimum financial commitment. See if you qualify for half off at oracle.com/Kim. That's oracle.com/Kim.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good today. Comfortable daytime highs in the low to mid 70s. It will be a little bit breezy, especially around Artesia, 15 to 25 mile per hour wind. Sunshine through the afternoon. Overnight, we're down around 50 and clear, and then we start to heat up a little bit on Wednesday. It will be getting a little bit more breezy. We're going up to the low 90s. Windy and about 90 on Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. We've got district openers for both Goddard and Roswell today. In softball, the Goddard Rockets are hosting the Artesia Bulldogs at 5 o'clock, and Artesia blew out Clovis in a doubleheader on Saturday. First game 17-6, Kiana Gonzalez and Roxana Serrano both with homers. Second game was the 16-1 count. Serrano 3 for 3 with 4 RBIs. Meanwhile, Roswell will be playing at home a doubleheader against Hobbs starting at 4:30 today. Roswell lost a single game to Lovington on Friday, 4-2, and then got swept by Artesia on Saturday. 14-1 was the first game. Second game a lot closer, 3-0. So Roswell's looking to bounce back against the Hobbs team. That again starts at 4:30 today. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Stocks rallied worldwide after President Donald Trump relaxed some of his tariffs. The S&P 500 rose 0.8%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average also rose 0.8%, and the Nasdaq Composite climbed 0.6%. President Donald Trump says he might temporarily exempt the auto industry from tariffs he previously imposed to give car makers time to adjust their supply chains. The UN Trade and Development Agency urged the president to exclude the poorest and smallest economies from reciprocal tariffs because it would have minimal impact on United States trade policy objectives. Car rental giant Hertz has begun notifying its customers of a data breach that included their personal information on their driver's license. J.P. Morgan lowered its oil price forecast for 2025 and next year, citing higher production from OPEC Plus and weaker demand. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Hi, everyone. This is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. I'm the third generation in this legacy that began with hard work and bold dreams. From Grandpa's footprints in the concrete to floor tiles laid in the 50s by my dad, Bill. Every detail of this building is a testament to our pride in providing quality furniture and service to you. On your quest for making your home beautiful and comfortable, come see us at Glenn's on the corner of Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
Bob Reed Pest Control. Reliable, professional, and experienced. The technicians at Bob Reed Pest Control have been providing pest management services for over 50 years and will continue to set high standards for their customers. Protect your family's most important investment, your home, and protect your children and pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Everyone at Bob Reed Pest Control are trained and knowledgeable in the latest pest management practices, offering effective treatment plans for each situation. Bob Reed Pest Control. Find them online, BobReedPestControl.com, or call 575-623-5344. Serving all of Southeast New Mexico.
Do you know what the hardest part of dealing with the roofer is? Just trying to get them on the phone. Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and I want you to know that you can always trust Trustmark Roofing to answer our phone. Need a free roof inspection? Just call us at 575-755-ROOF and we'll answer with a live person, a real human being. Have a roofing project already going with us and need to discuss it? Just call 575-755-ROOF and we will answer the phone. No answering machine, no voicemails, and no weird robot automated attendant. That's because at Trustmark Roofing, we're all about relationships and treating people right. That's true for customers and vendors and insurance companies and employees. Anyone and everyone who comes in contact with our company. So if you have any roofing needs at all, trust Trustmark to treat you right and to answer the phone. Our number again is 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
This is the time of year we can get all 4 seasons in just one day. Hi, this is Ben Manette from Roswell Seed Company. 1 minute you're sweating in the sun, and the next minute you've got slush in your shoes. But that's winter in Roswell, and after 127 years, we're starting to get used to it. It's too early to plant very much, but you can fertilize pecan trees, spray for dandelions, order your bees, and pick up a new seed catalog. So come see us at Roswell Seed. Like Jim Gill would say, enjoy the warm days, but don't go far from the fire.
What made Roswell Hyundai the #1 used car dealership in southeastern New Mexico? Great selection, great savings, and great people. Roswell Hyundai has an amazing selection of makes, models, and model years to choose from. If you can't find it, Roswell Hyundai can get it. And Roswell Hyundai will take any trade. The experts at Roswell Hyundai will work with you to get you behind the wheel of your next dream ride. So, what makes Roswell Hyundai the #1 used car dealership in southeastern New Mexico? You do! Come check out the Used Car Supercenter only at Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
Your fingernails grow faster on your dominant hand. Not sure which is your dominant hand? Just wait. You'll nail it. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:56. Got a few minutes before top of the hour news and all that. Next hour, we're going to replay our interview we had earlier in the week with the folks from VFW Post 12184 and also Stacy with Roswell Honda, and talked about their Honda Classic Golf Tournament coming up next weekend, and all the monies are going towards the VFW there. So that's going on. We'll play that interview next hour. Hey, going on this week is this is with Easter being this weekend and all that. The second annual, the real reason for the season, Journey to Resurrection event. It's a drive-through. It's pretty cool, actually. It's out in Deer Creek, if you know where that is. It's West Second, like
6 Mile Hill.
Like you're going out towards Ruidoso.
Yeah.
6439 West Second is what you put in your GPS. But it's a completely free drive-through. It's on the west side of 6 Mile Hill, north of the highway there. So, but it's a drive-through, and it's kind of you hit different stops, and it talks and shows different depictions of Jesus's, obviously Good Friday, the death through the resurrection. It is a family-friendly presentation. It's not like Passion of the Christ where they're going to, make you feel all
right,
rough about it. It's not. It's family friendly, but really cool, and it's free, and it's going on all week, April 14th through the 19th here, and from 7:30 to 10 each night. So all this week through 10 p.m. each night.
Yeah, definitely worth going and checking out.
Yeah.
Now I know you're having some tummy troubles.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to eat.
That's fine, but I just wanted to show you something.
Okay.
So I was grabbing a soda at our local Olsop's convenience store, and I happened upon hers
horseradish and cheddar.
But hers,
I do like a hers chip.
Hers chips are available in this part of the country. Is
and now I'm seeing Utz more and more. Like I saw them in Walmart, I see them in Albertsons. They don't have all the good flavors, but I've been seeing.
Oh, but I'm telling you that hot honey.
That's a good one.
That's a
Mike's Hot Honey.
That's a good chip.
I wish you got the original barbecue.
Yeah,
they've got a honey barbecue. It's good. It's not as good as the original barbecue.
Right. These though are the ones that specifically the horseradish and cheddar are the ones that everybody talks about being just the best chip that hers makes.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, when I think of hers, they were like one of the first because they're predominantly East Coast, Maryland, that
Wawa's mostly
Pennsylvania, Mid-Atlantic area. That's kind of their creamy marketing area. But they were the first ones I saw that put out a crab chip.
You know, I would love to try one of their crab chips because I've had crab chip before, but it's not. I didn't enjoy it.
Like where I'm up. Like when I think of barbecue chips, I think Utz is my uno seed. Crab chip, got to give it to the Herbs folks. They are the one seed of crab chips in my world.
I'd have to track a bag down.
They are still like the regular crab chips, where it's almost impossible to eat a whole bag. Even like a snack, like the 69-cent bag or whatever, and not the sharing size, but the one that's supposed to be like you put in your lunch.
Yeah.
That one's because it's just so powerful.
It's not. That's why
it's
I'm wondering.
Old Bay seasoning.
Is it Old Bay flavored or is it like fishy or does it have like a crabby
it tastes like Old Bay.
taste?
It's what it's based crab chips. They put an Old Bay dust on it or their proprietized version of it.
Right.
But yeah, it's basically Old Bay. And but yeah, they just the dust to chip ratio is strong with the Herbs.
They go hard.
Yeah. All right, it is 8:00. We're going to get you into news. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back on the other side of news. Don't go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The Trump administration has no plans to try to return an illegal alien to Maryland. The man, allegedly a member of the violent MS-13 gang, was deported to El Salvador.
Even though the administration admitted the man was deported in error and the Supreme Court told the U.S. to facilitate his release, the White House isn't budging. When President Trump was asked about returning the man, he deferred to Attorney General Pam Bondi.
That's up to El Salvador if they want to return him. That's not up to us.
However, El Salvador's president claimed he doesn't have the power to return him either. Greg Clugston, Washington.
The Trump administration is freezing more than $2.2 billion in grants and contracts to Harvard University. Correspondent Julie Walker says it follows the school's refusal to accede to a list of demands by the Trump administration.
The Harvard list includes government and leadership reforms, as well as a requirement to institute a merit-based admissions and hiring policy. It also includes an audit of students and faculty on their views about diversity, as well as a ban on face masks.
Face masks have been used by anti-Israel protests on campus. Boeing shares taking a hit this morning after Beijing ordered Chinese airlines not to take further deliveries of Boeing planes and to halt purchases of aircraft equipment from U.S. companies. That according to Bloomberg. Bail's been denied for Cody Balmer, charged in connection with the arson attack on the Pennsylvania governor's mansion. 38-year-old Harrisburg man charged with terrorism, attempted murder, and arson. The governor, his family, and some visitors were not injured in that attack. Watching Wall Street this morning, stocks are higher. The Dow is up about 193 points. The Nasdaq trading 111 points higher, and the S&P is up 34 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
A couple in Spain is charged with breeding and selling exotic wild cats online. Authorities say it's part of a worldwide criminal network.
Police say the activities were just the tip of the iceberg of an international trafficking operation, including breeders, transporters and vets. Officers raided the couple's home after discovering that they were owning and breeding rare feline species, which they then sold on social media. In total, 19 felines were found on the property and rescued by agents. The animals were apparently smuggled into the European Union through Poland's border with Belarus and then given false documents. Europe is a central hub for exotic wildlife trade, and the illicit black market is on the rise.
The BBC's Simon Hancock. Diplomats and aid officials from around the globe meeting in London. They're trying to ease the suffering from the 2-year-old war in Sudan. News and analysis, townhall.com. Citing emotional distress stemming from a search of his office, a Texas Republican congressman is suing the U.S. Capitol Police.
Republican Troy Nehls of Texas has filed a lawsuit seeking $2.5 million in damages after a U.S. Capitol Police officer entered his office, prompting claims from the GOP congressman that he is, quote, worried and anxious about his interactions with the agency. The suit stems from a 2021 incident in which an officer entered Nehls' office over the Thanksgiving break, relaying that he found the door to the office wide open. Upon seeing a whiteboard with, quote, suspicious writing mentioning body armor with an outline of the Rayburn building next to the Longworth building with an X marked on the map, the officer forwarded the information to supervisors. Nehls' suit disputes several items in the officer's account, including whether the door was open. Bernie Bennett reporting.
Keystone Oil Pipeline back in business following last week's spill on North Dakota farmland. It shut down the pipeline. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The tabloid said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
Deuce.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Ah, yes. Welcome, one and all.
Happy Easter week.
To all,
Holy week.
To all come to this place, welcome. Now enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Yes, hope all of you are having a delightful Tuesday. Weather a little cooler today.
Yeah,
we're
it's kind of nice out, actually.
Hanging out in the 70s today.
Ooh.
It is going to get a little wind out. Breezy.
Sure, I'll take it.
But yeah, I think this is actually our cooler day because we're going to be like 90s tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then down in the 80s. And I think like our rain chances for the weekend is like now limited to like a 20% on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
It went from like 20 this and 40 Saturday night and 20 on Sunday to like 20% on Saturday.
Yeah.
So.
We paused the 40% chance of rain, and we've lowered it to a flat 20% across the board.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take a stab. Tomorrow, Wednesday, it'll be gone.
Yeah, of course.
But for now, there's a chance.
Yes.
Saying there's a chance. So, but happy Tuesday. Hope your day's going well. Hope everything's swimming just A-okay in your world.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of that summer-itis, like because the weather's warmer, or Easter weekend, and so people are kind of starting to turn their thoughts to summer now.
Yeah.
I think people are like, what do you want to do this summer? You got anything going on? So.
Yeah, it's officially I think Easter's like that turnover into, okay, now we're in the springtime.
Yeah.
We're in that mindset.
Kids are going to be graduating here in like just a couple weeks. It's crazy. The time's just zipping by.
It's absolutely insane.
But
it goes by faster and faster every single year.
Yeah, the older you get, the faster it goes.
It really does. Because I remember my formative year. I mean, just everything was so long. Like if you, I remember like the drive to church on Sunday from our house felt like an hour. We lived like 2 minutes away.
Right. It was
because of all the different turns, a stoplight, and a country road that we had to go down. It felt like a journey.
Well, and kids growing up nowadays don't experience that the way we did.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know if you have a child that's of what, 2 to 12.
2 to 27.
Yeah. I'm going to say 12 at least, maybe 13.
I have those.
You pretty much have some kind of device playing some kind of movie somewheres in the vehicle to keep the kids quiet.
That's not always true. There's okay. There are certain things like I try to, when I have my, it's my weekend with the kids, I try to take them out for breakfast and we go and make it a thing. But when we do, it's devices down.
Yeah.
And that's
good.
I try to force myself to. I'm guilty of it just as much as they are reaching for it. And I'm like, no, Sean, no. But I try to make it, devices down. They don't bring their tablets with them, and we talk.
Right.
But it's so, like you're saying, all the tables around me who have kids, there's a tablet there, there's one there. At one point, I saw a family get up and say, "You can finish watching it in the car." When to leave.
And what I also like, my brother, and this is it, like when I was there during Christmas, they of course, my sister-in-law, she drives a minivan, the official truckster of the 2.2 kid.
The mom world.
Yeah.
Yep.
And of course, as a minivan is equipped, it's got, every row's got like a DVD player jobber on it.
Yeah.
And so every time we got in the car, even if it was just to literally go to the grocery store 10 minutes away, they pop a DVD in the front. The kids are in the back. They're just, I think I saw parts of Emperor's New Groove, parts of pretty much every Disney. What's Hercules?
Okay.
Hercules. Yeah,
Hercules,
the cartoon Hercules. That one. They were showing that one quite a bit.
Featuring the amazing, incomparable James Woods.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Just saying, he's in it. Danny DeVito too. But,
is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Emperor's New Groove, for the record, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
I could literally quote it word for word. I still every now and again will, between me and my mom.
Yeah.
I'll just text her, let me guess, we're about to go over a huge waterfall, and she'll text me back, sharp rocks at the bottom. I'll say, most likely. She'll text me back, bring it on.
And they're like also at the age where they want to play all the Marvel games. But it's always the Lego version of said Marvel game. It's not the Marvel game. It's the Lego version.
The licensing department, I believe it is Telltale Games, is the one that makes the Lego games. They're phenomenal with the IP that they will associate with Lego.
Oh yeah, and it's always a different one. Every time I come into, the latest one was one of the Marvel ones.
Yeah.
But before that, I'm pretty sure it was Pirates of the Caribbean.
Super Mario, they did a little bit of those.
There's a Star Wars one they were playing. Ninja Turtles? I feel like there was a Ninja Turtle one.
Oh, sure.
Too, of a Lego
Ninja
version.
Turtles, dude, Ninja Turtles are like the Snoop Dogg of intellectual property. They will tie themselves to everything.
Yeah.
I learned this morning about I was blown away when I came across this story. Did you know that Dollar Tree has their own essentially a cinematic universe that was created?
Oh yeah?
It's called Final Force.
Okay.
It was created in 2022. It's a comic book. They have a whole web series on YouTube.
Really?
They sell their figures exclusively at Dollar Tree, and it's like a whole lore. But apparently they've banned it. They've canceled it. They stopped
bummer. 'Cause
selling
I was going to
it.
go to a Dollar Tree now and check this out.
But here's the weird part. Apparently this is a dead franchise as far as Dollar Tree is concerned. Somehow Andy Samberg's production company has gotten a hold of the rights, and they're making a movie
of course
about the guy who created the Final Force comic book series going through a midlife crisis, and the character from the comic book coming to life to guide him on an adventure through a midlife crisis, to help him through his midlife crisis.
I hope Dollar Tree gets in on the market.
I hope they do. I was blown away when I found out.
I'm all right. Reel me in. I'll watch this. I'm watching it. I do like Sandberg things, so that's already a mark to get you.
That's another one of those unsung heroes of movies, or the underrated.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Pop Star? Never Stop, Never Stop.
I've seen. I think I've seen all of it. It's been a long time. Yeah.
It's one of the most entertaining movies wall to wall that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Up to like, your parodies like your Top Gun, your Spy.
It was a busy time in movies like that because I think Jamie Kennedy was cranking out movies just like that at the same time. So there was a lot of these in there, and so I know I vaguely remember that. Like, doesn't what's her name make a cameo in it? Superstar. And
Molly Shannon.
Yeah.
Does she?
I thought
I got to go back and rewatch it myself now.
Yeah,
because that's one that it'll just pop up into my head every now and again. I'll just pull up a clip from it.
I feel like there's a scene where she comes in and that character doing.
It's literally the reason I call my son Hunter the Hungry, and he hates that. He hates it. I'm like, dude, you're a bottomless pit. You consume mass and you don't grow. You're Hunter the Hungry.
That is worthy of a hat with horns, by the way. Hunter the Hungry.
Hunter the Hungry. Hunter the Hungry gonna eat.
That's right. All right, I need to get the hour going.
Yep.
We're going to replay our interview we had with Stacy Vanderwart with Roswell Honda. And then we also had Jason from BFW Post 12184 talking about the Roswell Honda Golf Classic, which is coming up next weekend.
Yep.
And proceeds benefit. They got all kinds of stuff going on. They even got a comic. His name went right out of my head.
Alex Raimundo.
Yeah, he's going to be like at one of the holes.
Red Mexican.
Yeah, he's going to be at one of the holes, like mocking you.
He's going to be roasting. There's a roast hole.
Yeah, it's a roast hole, and he's going to be there roasting people.
That's
I'm
awesome.
really sure he's going to keep it, friendly.
No. These men paid their dues. They paid their fees. There's going to be beer carts all over the greens.
Yeah.
Alex Raimundo is going to be nice and toasty. I imagine he'll probably have an icy cold bottle of his tequila right next to him.
He's funny stand up too. If you've never seen his stuff, go see it.
He's great.
Yeah, he's a great stand up. I saw him live actually. When Ron White came to
Into the Mountain Gods,
moons ago, Raimundo was his opening act. So it was pretty cool.
It's his brother-in-law, I believe.
Yeah, I believe you're right. Yes, but anyway, they talk about that and the whole golf tournament, and all of the proceeds are going this year to the BFW Post. So we're gonna play that interview for you here in just a bit. But first, your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good today. Comfortable daytime highs in the low to mid 70s. It will be a little bit breezy, especially around Artesia, 15 to 25 mile per hour wind. Sunshine through the afternoon. Overnight, we're down around 50 and clear, and then we start to heat up a little bit on Wednesday. It will be getting a little bit more breezy. We're going up to the low 90s. Windy and about 90 on Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 56 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 44%. Winds currently out of the southeast at 8 miles per hour. Like I said earlier today, 70s for today. Sunny skies, 74 for a high. South winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. So breezy. Maybe not defined as windy, but definitely breezy. Mostly clear tonight. Overnight low 52. South winds 15 to 20. They will drop down 5 to 10 after midnight. Wednesday, sunny and 92 for a high. Winds will be breezy tomorrow as well. Out of the south, 5 to 10 early. Increasing out of the southwest, 15 to 20 for the afternoon. Wednesday night, the winds start picking up, actually. Mostly clear, overnight low 56. Southwest winds 15 to 20, gusting as high as 30. They will drop down 10 to 15 after midnight. But then they pick up again for Thursday. Could see some areas of blowing dust for Thursday afternoon. Still going to be warm, sunny and 94. But winds will be out of the south, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Increasing 20 to 30, gusting as high as 45 miles per hour. Thursday night, patchy blowing dust continues till about 7 p.m., then partly cloudy and windy for the rest of the night with an overnight low of 57. 84 and breezy for Friday. Saturday, there is a 20% chance at afternoon showers, mostly sunny and 76, and then sunny and 77 for Sunday. So 74 today, then it heats up, then back down to the 70s for the weekend. All right, 8:18, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Then we're going to play our interview with the folks from Roswell Honda and BFW Post 12184. Don't go away.
Spring has sprung, so it's time to move on into the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop in Roswell. Now the Cow is an authorized handy quilter long-arm dealer. Spring fabrics are here and summer fabrics are arriving daily, plus quilts, shirts, and rope bowls made right here at the Calico Cow. Brother sewing machines with warranties are also on sale. Plus, the Calico Cow can fix and perform maintenance on all brands. Log on to RoswellQuilting.com. Spring into the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop, 200 East College in Roswell. Want to know how? Come see the cow.
The ultimate Wi-Fi experience is now available to you thanks to Smart Home Wi-Fi with Plateau. Get fiber-to-home technology 100 times faster than average household internet speed. Plateau has multiple plans and options to fit your family. With Fast, get true 100 megs per second download and upload speed. With Faster, get true 500 megs of download and upload speeds. And with Fastest, you get 1 gig. Learn more at plateautel.com. Get the speed you need with Plateau. Tried, true.
Do you want to improve the appearance of your smile or increase your self-esteem and confidence? Many people have already chosen to update their smile with veneers. Here at Carabelli Dental in Roswell, we work with our patients to understand their smile goals. With veneer treatment, we can eliminate gaps between teeth, solve the problems of stained teeth, and even perfect uneven or misshaped teeth. You owe it to yourself to have the smile you know is possible. Call us now.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental or call 575-622-4455.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters.
And welcome back to the morning show. And joining us in studio this morning from our VFW post here in Roswell, 12184. Did I say it right, or did I miss a number?
12184.
Every time I do it, I'm like, hold on.
Hey, it took me 6 months to remember what the number was.
I got to be honest. I got to relate back to my 90s Beverly Hills 90210 days. So I got to go 12184.
So, like the very first state conference I ever went to, they do a roll call of posts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, what post am I? I'm 12184. Just keep listening for 12184. And then they didn't say 12184. They said like, what? They said like 1218 or like what? I'm like, who is that? Oh, that's me. I'm here.
Right. Well, maybe do it afterwards, and maybe that might help trigger it. But, anyway, Jason Burke with us with VFW Post 12184 and Stacy Vanderweer with Kremlin Auto Group as well here. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing today?
Doing great.
Nice.
Good deal.
Yeah, gorgeous spring weather.
It is. This is New Mexico. You get all your weather in the span of if you don't like it, it changes 3 minutes later.
I hope it does.
Of course, for folks not familiar, our local VFW post here is quite active here in Roswell. You might see them over at Texas Roadhouse from time to time or at various things around town here. But one of your kind of big tentpole events is coming up here that you guys are gearing up for, and one of your bigger fundraising events for your season here right now. And time to bust out the golf bags and go out there and whack some balls around the golf course for a little bit.
Yeah, so we got this golf tournament coming up here. It's the Roswell Honda Classic.
Okay.
So this year it's a little bit different.
Okay.
Roswell Honda, who has been a huge supporter of ours.
Everything.
I'm telling you.
Any of the Kremlin groups, Honda, Nissan, doesn't matter. They're all always involved.
Well, and so I got to say this publicly while she's here.
That's right.
Stacy is like the driving force. Her and her staff are like the driving force behind a lot of that.
She's not going to like me saying this, but if you need an event organized in town, she's a pretty good person to help get that.
Amazing.
She probably don't want the workload, but I'm just saying if you need someone.
She's really good at what she does. So
Thank you. That's supposed to be our little secret. But thank you.
But she's amazing at what she does. And so the Roswell Honda, they're putting on this golf tournament. Mm-hmm. They also do yearly, and they pick a nonprofit organization to donate.
Kind of combining forces this time.
Yeah, and they're hosting the golf tournament, and the Veterans of Foreign Wars. All we're doing, we're collecting sponsors and teams.
Okay,
is what we're doing.
Just kind of piggyback on and saying, hey, and like you said, Kremlin Auto Group every year when they do the Honda, I should just say Honda, but. Oh, it's just force of habit. Sorry.
It is the Honda Classic.
But it is for Honda.
Say Honda a lot.
Yeah. Roswell Honda.
But but they always, they're always involved in community stuff. For folks that aren't familiar, right. The veteran transport services, the vans and stuff. That's all through the Kremlin family here. So it's this is kind of probably near and dear to the Honda folks' heart right now, is the veterans and what veterans their role in our community. So,
absolutely.
So now you get to go around, whack a ball around, and help veterans here locally. So it's a good deal.
Yep, that's coming up in April. That's April 26th and 27th.
All right,
it's
a couple weeks away.
Going to be a 2-day thing. And we're looking for sponsors.
Okay, so we can still get sponsors. And
absolutely.
All right.
Yeah,
so
most
even
definitely.
Like the ones where the tee boxes and all the. I'm not a big golfer, but I know they have like the tee box sponsors usually, and various title sponsors and things like that.
We have 3 different levels of sponsorship. We have our pilot sponsor for $2,500,
Okay.
and that's 2 teams.
Okay.
And this is a charity golf tournament, so the whole point is to raise funds for the VFW and give them a big fat.
So we
check
want
at the
everyone
end
to
of it.
overpay for everything.
Actually, we have so much packed into this event. It's so much fun. I think you're going to get your money
There
back.
you go. Value.
Honestly,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, keep
There's
spending
so much
when we invest the value.
So we have a lot of in-kind donors that we would like to probably say thank you to. So we have ABC Distributors that provides free beer. So we're going to have free beer at our tournament for both days, which is a huge draw.
Now we just got 12 more % higher with people signing up. Right now.
Absolutely.
There's beer.
There's beer.
it's
We
free
have
beer.
Pepsi. Pepsi trailers are going to be out there
Nice.
serving.
Please have 1 or 2 of those in between the beers.
Yeah,
that way,
for sure.
That way
You
can
gotta be
last
able
the
to
whole,
walk.
That way you got to last the whole 18. Yeah.
Then we have La Salsa that's going to be providing free burritos, breakfast
Nice.
burritos. We
Good deal.
provide lunch as well. Thanks
So
to
if you leave-
Albertsons.
So if you leave
'cause
hungry, it's kind of your fault.
it is your fault for
Gotcha.
sure. We will feed you. And then Trans Aero Medevac is going to be doing our golf ball drop.
Oh, nice.
And,
That's always
yeah.
fun. So get in on that drawing. Where if you're not familiar with that, what they do is you purchase a golf ball basically with a number on it.
Right.
And they take the helicopter up with all these golf balls with the numbers, and then they have a target on the ground.
They have a hole.
A hole. That's what it is. And they drop, and the ball that goes in the hole wins.
Yeah.
And then if no one goes, the hole that's the ball that's closest will win.
And it's a 50-50 raffle.
Yeah, that's going to be a 50-50 thing. And I'm wanting to say, just kind of shooting from the hip here, I think there's over $1,000 in it already.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
As far as I
And
know.
last year,
Yeah.
the recipient won $2,200.
Yeah.
So you
Nice.
don't have to be present to win. You just
Yeah.
have to buy the $10 ticket.
Yeah.
You can either buy them at Roswell Honda or through Jason and his VFW.
Yeah, I know. There is a Facebook page, VFW 12184, Roswell VFW. Any of those will probably maybe throw an NMM there, unless you want to see what's going on in Roswell, Georgia. There.
Yeah,
But,
so if you Google like VFW Roswell, New Mexico, it'll take you to our Facebook page. We have a LinkedIn page as well.
Gotcha.
We also have a homepage.
Excellent.
You know,
And
so-
that way you can kind of reach out. And then, of course, if you are a veteran that's looking to, get involved and stuff, they're always seeking new veterans
Absolutely.
to be a part of the VFW, the post here. So.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Good deal. So so sign up now. Now, where do which golf course? We never said which golf course is going to
It's
be.
the Nancy Lopez.
This is
Spring
at the
River.
Spring River Golf Course here. So I'm going to guess teams can sign up at the pro shop there at Spring
Right.
River Golf Course.
And
So-
if you need any information at all, everything's on RoswellHonda.com.
Okay.
We have registration there as well. We have sponsorship registration there. Everything's there. So you
Nice.
can sign up online this year.
Good
too,
deal.
So
Technology is
you
your
see all the
friend.
different
awesome.
Yeah.
sponsorship
Yep.
levels and
Well, that way you can tell, like, if you got folks that live like in Ruidoso or down Artesia and all that, and say, hey, come on up for the weekend. We'll all go in the golf tournament.
Oh
and,
yeah, I got a call yesterday from somebody in Carlsbad, who's signing up for
Yeah.
a team, and so it's
and it's about to be full. I think we have 30 teams.
already.
Nice.
Wow, nice.
Good
Yeah.
deal. Is there some like prizes and things for certain, like a hole-in-one
Yes.
prize and some of those things too?
The hole-in-one is actually a brand new 2025 Honda Civic.
I got a feeling there was a new Honda
Yes.
possibility in there somewhere.
And speaking of new Hondas, what did you just buy, Jason?
I got a Type R. I
Nice.
love it. A 2025 Type R.
You
It's-
went sporty.
That is
He
cool.
looks like Batman,
I'm about
actually.
to say, yeah.
I do look like Batman.
It's a
Well,
Batmobile.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm used to seeing you in bigger trucks and things.
Well,
like that.
I drive
So-
that F-350 around
Yeah.
all week at work. It's like, I just want
You
kind
want
of
some
want
little,
something fun,
little
So
zip,
yeah,
So have you? How long have you had it?
just like a month and a half, maybe.
Okay, so
a
have you
few
put
weeks.
it to its paces yet?
No, not yet. Well, so
you got to hit the open road with that thing.
I took my mom out on the truck bypass in it.
Well, Mom's going to tell you to slow down.
Well, we never got over 60 miles an hour. You know, I never exceeded the speed limit really, but it was how quickly we got to 60 miles an hour.
Right.
It was kind of scary. Yeah.
Well, there's a slight difference between a big old truck and a nice.
Exactly.
But cool. Good deal. So
I got to tell you how I bought it first, kind of, because this is funny. I was taking my wife's passport in for a recall. And as I was waiting on her passport to be done, the Type R was just sitting in the showroom winking at me.
Yeah.
And, and it was, so my wife came up and looked at it, and we took it on a test drive, and she just goes, "You don't need me here to do the paperwork, do you?" I was like, "No, I got it."
Well, did she get her passport, or did you trade that bad boy?
Well, no, I traded.
Good news, bad news, honey.
I'm sitting here in front of you, Mike, so that's evidence that I did not. No, I traded my Ridgeline in.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Okay, just checking.
That was funny.
Sweetie.
But yeah, I love that car.
And this is why we try to get people inside the showroom.
That's right.
Yeah, that's where the magic
things
happens.
like this happen.
Exactly.
Well, if it went real south, you would have be giving away 2 cars at the Honda Classic Tournament. Jason's car would have been available on like hole 7.
I know.
My wife said this car will be given away today at one point or another.
Well, I've always wanted one, and so I worked at Honda for a while.
Sure.
I was a service advisor
you knew some
there,
people.
and I saw a Type R there, and like ever since I saw it, I was like, that's my dream car. I want one.
Right.
So,
if you work there long enough, you will buy several Hondas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But cool. Well, good for you. Well, I guess we're talking it up now. You're going to have to put it on display at the golf tournament somewhere,
I'll make it
a place of honor in the parking lot.
Well, actually, I may not have it on those days. It's going to be in Albuquerque for some other stuff. So yeah, it's going to be cool.
So is this the trade-off? The wife gets it sometimes, and then it's in Albuquerque.
It's a standard transmission.
Ooh, that's the best theft deterrent system made in America right now. Is a stick shift.
So yes, I gotta teach her how to drive it.
That was intentional.
Yeah. She goes, I can't drive a standard. I said, that's the point.
No. Exactly. But very cool. But folks, this is going to be a lot of fun. As Honda does every year, this is kind of a, they go big with Honda every year at the golf tournament. Now we've kind of steroided it up a little bit with adding the VFW side of it to this one.
We also have 2 other people that we've added. So we've added the Charlie's Angels this year.
Oh, nice.
They've already raised $3,000 by selling whole signs. So that's really going to enhance the event.
They're first place in everything they do.
They're amazing. They had it sold in like 3 days. I was highly impressed.
I'm telling you, I don't know. We talk about fixing America, just like send the Charlie's Angels. They're very efficient.
They're so good. Very talented young ladies.
Send them in.
And then we also have the Arm Foundation that's going to come out and do their own fundraiser on the putting green.
Okay.
And that's something new, and we're very excited to have them.
What is I'm not really familiar with what they do.
It's the Angie Ramirez Foundation.
Okay.
They actually do a lot in town. They also host their own golf tournament every year. They're very active in our community, but
what's kind of their focus?
Their focus is they raise funds and give back to people who are suffering from cancer related.
Oh, nice, gotcha. Issues, and things like that. Gotcha. So helping families with cancer and things like that.
So, do you want to tell them the big fat secret because it's so exciting?
Ooh.
This one, yeah. So, Alex Ramundo, comedian.
Oh yeah, I've heard of him.
He's going to be
hanging out. He's going to be at the golf tournament.
He's going to have a heckle hole.
All right.
So, you come and I don't know what hole it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's
and he will heckle
you. So he's going to have a bullhorn.
Oh, nice.
And he's going to heckle you on that hole as you're trying to, you're teeing off. Alex Ramundo, this famous comedian, is going to be heckling you while you're trying to swing
he's
away.
funny. Go Google him if you're not familiar.
He is hilarious.
He's got a ton of stand-up stuff.
And he's also got, I think, him and Ron White.
They're
that's
partners. Right. If I remember right, I feel like that's how Alex kind of got into comedy, was like he started opening for Ron White, and Ron White kind of saw him and said, hey, you need, and I could be wrong a little bit on the details, but I feel like that, like Ron White is a lot of big reason why Alex is where he's at today.
And they own like a vodka brand.
Yes. It's called, let me think of it. Juan. I don't know
the name.
JUAN.
Yeah.
The Juan.
The Juan.
The Juan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's a vodka brand, and so
Nice. I think
yeah.
that's a compromise.
It's actually tequila.
Oh, tequila.
Okay,
Yeah.
then never mind.
They're
Juan,
gonna
vodka.
they're gonna be out there with their
Okay.
tequila.
Because I'm going to say, Alex is a tequila guy. I feel like Ron
Yeah.
wants a whiskey guy.
Yeah.
So like the vodka was a
Yeah, we got the guys
compromise,
mixed up.
yeah. Okay, so it's a tequila.
Tequila.
Nice.
We're gonna have
Yes.
the tequila out there, so that's gonna be fun.
Nice.
But
So-
if you just want to play in the golf tournament, it's only $750 per team.
Excellent.
And
It's a
it's a
three-person?
three-person scramble.
Excellent.
And so if you pack all this in, you're talking like 2 days of free beer, of free food, and then Alex Raimundo.
fun, yeah.
It's so much fun.
And at the end of the day, we're helping veterans in our community.
And everybody gets a Titleist gift as well. So we're bringing out,
So some golf
the best
swag
of the
will be
best
had for
each player.
For each player.
So
Nice.
that's a welcome gift as well.
And
So
so if you pay $750 to play, I mean, you're paying for a lot of entertainment. You're
And
paying for fun. It's,
Can you sign up individually and they'll put you teams together if you're
We'll figure that out for sure.
Usually like the pros shop
I'm sure
and you go
they
over and say,
will.
hey, I don't have 2 other people to play with me, but if there's 2 other singles out
Yeah.
there, let's put them together. They're usually pretty good about that.
And our pro is Tim Vandenbout. Did I say that right? Yeah. He's Dutch too.
No, but to say, y'all should have a meeting.
We've had lots of meetings. He's actually really, really good.
Just call each other Van.
Yeah, we're all Vander somethings.
Click on
There's
that
lots of
screen.
Vans around here.
Yeah, lots of Vans.
It's kind of like when you get on like in a Navy room and everyone's a captain.
Right. We're all Vandu somethings. Vander.
I feel like
yeah.
I feel like lots of them
Vanderbilt.
are like that too. Coach.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But he's done a great job. He's been out there for about a year or so.
Okay.
And just, I don't know, the golf course looks beautiful. He's very
Yeah.
well organized. It's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So come out to the Honda Classic. We're just a few short weeks away here. April
6th and 27th.
That Saturday and Sunday here coming up. Again, you can sign up you can actually go to the Nancy Lopez Golf Course Pro Shop and sign up there.
Right.
If you want to be a sponsor or if you want to get more involved, please reach out directly to either Stacy at Roswell Honda or the folks at VFW Post 1218.
And all the information's at roswellhonda.com. So literally, if you want to sign up, register, be a sponsor, it's all online.
Absolutely.
Can't miss it.
And don't forget, and if you're not a golfer but you want to support, get your tickets for the golf ball drop. So you get, or get your, I guess your ticket, because you don't actually get
It
a
is
ball.
a
The ball goes
ticket.
in the thing.
Yes, we have a ticket, and it's a lot of fun. It's only $10 per ticket, and you don't have to be present to win.
Absolutely.
A lot
You
of
can-
people like that part.
And you can win, like last time, someone won a couple grand doing it. So this is something. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, because I've known some past winners of the ball drop.
Yes.
And
Tom Belding was one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won last year, which
but,
was
but I'm going to tell you now, your friends find out, and you're going to be on the hook for buying lunch or dinner or some kind of shindig. You're on the hook for covering that.
But if you're at the golf tournament, you don't have to buy drinks because it's going to be free. So.
Yeah, there you go. Drinks are on me.
You'll be good. You'll be good that weekend, but your friends will remember, and they're just like, "Hey, Joe, did you win that? The drinks aren't you tonight."
Yeah,
that will happen. I promise you. But come on out. And then, of course, don't forget, if you're looking for more information about becoming a member of the VFW Post here. Always looking for new members here. I know you were talking about getting an auxiliary together as well too. How's that progress going?
It's slow.
Gotcha.
So we've got a.
But if there's some auxiliary spouses of veterans that are looking to.
So to be in the auxiliary, a spouse, a child, a parent.
Gotcha.
Step parents, stepchildren. That counts as well.
Excellent. So
grandparents, grandchildren.
Okay.
You know that immediate
family member of a veteran.
Of a combat veteran.
Gotcha.
So basically, if
they're qualified to be a VFW,
yes.
If your veteran's qualified to be a VFW member, then you're qualified as a direct family member to be an auxiliary member.
Yeah. So if you're basically if your husband or wife qualifies to join the VFW,
gotcha,
then you qualify to join the auxiliary.
Yeah.
So we're still hammering away at that.
But if there's people that more folks are saying, let's do this, and that always speeds the process up.
Exactly. And for every veteran, there's for every combat veteran in town, there's probably at least 3 or 4 people eligible to join the auxiliary because they have kids, they have spouses, and brothers and sisters and stuff like that.
And anybody that's a veteran or a family member of a veteran knows that the whole family's the military. You know what I mean? Like if you're and your husband or wife and your kids or whatever, and you're deployed or you're sitting some place that's not where you're from 9 times out of 10, you know, that's the whole family that's impacted. And we always talk about the kids. You know, you don't realize it, especially a brat, a child. This is a military brat.
I'm a brat.
Yeah. But kids
in more ways than one. But yes, I was raised in the military.
Stacey, you're a brat.
I'm an Army brat.
Yeah. But kids that grow up, the problem is there's a good and bad, because generally those children are more worldly because they see places that especially they get sent overseas and things like that. They do kind of get a bigger picture of the world. But that being said, it's really hard to make friends and establish relationships when you're moving every year or two.
That's very true.
And so it is kind of a double-edged sword for brats growing up and stuff. So really, auxiliary and stuff is really support groups. As much as it's a social group and all the service group and all that, it also is that own personal support group where people that can relate to some of the things you've experienced have also experienced.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's kind of a family. I got a couple of other things here too that I'd like to mention.
Yeah, absolutely.
So April 12th, there's going to be a Governor's Veterans Advisory Council.
Okay.
At 9 a.m. out at ENMUR.
Excellent.
In room 48.
Okay.
Also, April 26th, the same day of the golf tournament, we're also going to have a Veterans Appreciation Day as well.
Oh, nice.
It's going to be pretty neat. It's just something small that we do to appreciate local veterans and stuff like that. We'll have a booth set up, they can, and we usually do something nice for the local veterans.
Little say thank you, little
Absolutely.
swag to say thank you.
Yeah. April 26th, 27th, of course, that's going to be our golf tournament. And so what we're going to do after the golf tournament is we're going to help out an organization called Combat Impact Outdoors.
Okay.
And that organization is actually ran by one of our past national commanders.
Okay.
Who's from New Mexico as well.
Nice.
What they do is they help veterans and first responders who are suffering with post-traumatic stress disorder.
Okay.
They take them out on hunting trips, fishing trips, stuff like that.
Kind of
at absolutely zero cost to the veteran.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So, and obviously, New Mexico veterans, especially ones that grew and raised here, that's their lifestyle. And so kind of.
Oh, yeah. New Mexico veterans, they've helped veterans from Texas.
Yeah. Veterans, and we've had this conversation at various points on this show so many times, that veterans sometimes don't respond the way, like some, when you get, sometimes you can make more headspace over over a conversation with a fishing pole or you know what I mean, or on horseback, or the beer. I mean, and this is what and that's why these organizations are so great, because sometimes the more clinical you get with a veteran, the more turtle they're going to get.
Exactly.
And so
there's something therapeutic about being outdoors. Being outdoors, hunting, being just being out there. That exactly, the whole clinical thing. You go in there and you sit in a couch or
we've seen enough of that.
And
generally
you've got this therapist, psychologist, whoever, and you got to, and it's just, no, we don't want that. There's other ways. And
so this is where they kind of focus is really, all right, we're going to take them outdoors and get dirty and solve some stuff.
Exactly.
Basically. Very cool.
May 3rd is our VFW Day of Service. Okay. And so this is going to be one of our 125th anniversary things.
Okay.
So what we're going to do, the old putt golf course behind the Chaves County building over on
on the
Southeast
south
Main.
end of town there, South Main.
We're going to plant 8 trees out there.
Okay.
We're going to plant one for the VFW, and we're going to plant one for POW MIA.
Okay.
And then the other, how many branches of Army, Air Force,
Army,
Marines,
Navy,
and Space Force.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coast Guard.
So,
don't forget the reserves.
Coast Guard.
Yeah.
So we're gonna plant 8 trees out there. Right now we need 6 sponsors.
Okay.
I know we're going to plant a tree. the VFW post. We're going to sponsor a tree ourselves.
Gauntlet's been thrown.
So we need 6 sponsors to plant these trees. We're looking for about $500 a tree.
All right. Any business out there want to? Is it just a little cheap way to get a little extra marketing?
And your name's going to be on a plaque, a marble plaque, and they're really nice. They're marble. We're going to put your name on this marble plaque in front of this tree.
Nice.
So maybe if you're a business owner, or even just an individual, you don't have to be a business owner.
If you be a new piece of Roswell history.
Exactly.
Where are you planting the trees?
That park over there behind the Chaves County Sheriff's Office.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right.
It used to be the putt
golf
course.
I think the sign's still there. If you look in the putt sign, I think it's still kind of in that little park.
So the sign's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same sign, but they changed it up.
Oh, gotcha.
It's really cool.
So now it's more of an homage. It's not the actual sign anymore.
What I think would be cool is if you're an older business owner in the city of Roswell, it's going to be planted out there at the putt golf course. Little piece of Roswell history there. It would be
Roswell seed, wink, wink, nod, nod.
I wasn't going to say that.
Said it.
That's all you, Mike.
I know those people. They'll give me a hard time later.
But it'd be, and it would be fun. It'd be kind of neat. We're also that little bridge that goes over the so the Veterans of Foreign Wars. We're going to adopt that bridge.
Nice.
In the area around it, keep the weeds down, cut the grass, make it nice.
Make it just a nice park space.
Exactly. Yeah. When the county manager Bill Williams has helped us out a lot with that. So,
well, he's within walking distance, so when everyone gets mad at him inside, he can go walk over there and chill out a little bit.
And also, one more thing, May 10th, we're going to have another 125th anniversary celebration.
Okay.
So what we want to do is we want to raise 125 pounds of food in 125 minutes.
Okay.
We're going to do that. It's going to be a food drive. Time and location still to be determined. We'll put that out, once we get that nailed down. But that's our challenge. It's 125th anniversary for the Veterans of Foreign Wars. We want to raise 125 pounds of food in 125 minutes.
Get a couple of them 20, 30-pound turkeys.
There we go. And a couple cases of soup.
Right.
So,
well, cool.
That's exciting.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And, of course, if you miss some of it will be before, but the stuff that's after, you can catch up at the golf tournament when you're there having fun. You can
and the guy that runs Albertsons will be playing, so maybe you can talk to him about that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you say hey.
He's our sponsor, so.
Well, don't do it on the Alex's hole, because that might might upset him. Or maybe before that hole, or I don't know, before he runs into Alex on the golf course.
Yeah, definitely.
And can we just give a quick thank you to the people who did sponsor our event so far, because it's wonderful to see our community come together and support this. We have Edward Jones, Pioneer Bank, Eastern New Mexico Medical Center, Home Pros Remodeling, and already talked about the in-kind donations. We have more sponsors coming in, but we just really would like to thank them specifically.
Awesome. Well, without those folks supporting, none of this happens.
And JP at Southwest Prints, because he prints all of our stuff.
Yeah.
We love that guy.
Southwest Printers is awesome.
Aren't they so nice?
They are good. They do great
10
work
o'clock
too.
at night, he's probably cursing your name a little bit.
No. I think he wraps your remotes, so he might be cursing your name a little bit.
All right, you know what?
He does everything.
Knowing our sales manager, Thomas Beard, yes, you're very accurate.
Nah, I think he likes both of us very well.
Good deal. Good deal. Well, we appreciate him and his business and all those sponsors.
His local business.
Yeah. These, especially, you're absolutely right, because when you do get corporate, when you're at that level, there's like departments just for this stuff. But when you're a local business, every dime it hurts a little bit when you're giving it away. So we do appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Very good. So please, April 26th and 27th. I wouldn't dilly-dally too much, but you got this week, get signed up for the tournament. Please call today if you're interested in being a sponsor, especially if you want to make sure you make the most out of your sponsorship opportunity.
Yeah. My phone number is 575-910-1860.
Very good. What's the number over at Honda if they just want to call
You can call my direct line. It's at 575-624-5522.
Very good.
If you leave a message, it's really cool. It goes to my email now. So
nice.
We're fancy now.
Technology.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
fantastic.
Follow up that way.
Yeah.
That's right.
But I do calls or texts, so
good deal. Yeah. Technology again.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so stupid when it comes to half that stuff. I'm just like, I hear more technology, like, I gotta learn something else. Man, just getting the hang of this thing, texting. But anyway. And of course, if you are in the market for a brand new or pre-owned vehicle, come on down to Roswell Honda.
Mm-hmm.
They got you covered, and they got some good deals and incentives going on right now.
They might have a really well taken care of 2019 Honda Ridgeline down there.
About to say
that's wrapped in the VFW logo,
no,
right?
Actually, that got taken off.
Oh, did it?
Oh, the new ride getting wrapped?
No.
You can't.
Why not?
It's a Batmobile. You
I know.
cannot.
It's cool.
That's
beautiful.
why I'm saying it. I'm like, come on.
Maybe in a few years, it's like once that paint starts to wear. Hopefully, it does.
It'll never wear. It's a Honda.
It's a Honda.
How dare you say that?
I might do like a black wrap. It's like let's just go with the same color.
If I am fellow Post members, give them a hard time. Why ain't you wrapping that thing? Why,
they
you
already,
don't love us?
already
You don't love us that much now? What's up?
Yep. I get teased. I was told that I don't get in the car. I put it on.
You know what? You do have big man syndrome when it comes to sports
He's
cars.
a big guy.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
he fits in that car.
I wear it well.
Yeah, you do.
Well, you know what? At least you're not Shaq, and you don't have to customize the car to make you fit in it.
Honda's put lots of legroom in the
There's
front.
tons of legroom.
Yeah,
I
you'd be
actually have to
surprised.
scooch the seat forward a little
So
bit.
big man approved.
Yeah.
So if you're saying if you're a big guy and like sporty, but you don't want to look like you're in a clown car, this one's got you kind of, because that's not the problem.
Yeah.
It's a 4-door.
When you got to open the sunroof to stick your head out.
I mean, I've had myself and two other adult males who were both over 6 feet tall in that thing. One in the back seat, one in the front seat.
In the back seat. That's the key.
I don't know how comfortable he was, but he said he was good. So I'll take his
all
word
I know
for
is
it.
most sports car back seats, if they have one, are generally glove box size.
Yeah.
No, there's lots of room. I'm also 6 feet tall, so I know.
And you're back there too, like I stretched out. But anyway, come on down to Honda if you're looking for a vehicle, and please join us here for the Roswell Honda Classic Golf Tournament, April 26th, April 27th. Please remind me, VFW's in benefit. Please tell me the other two organizations that are also.
It's the Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels dance team. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Excellent. So please come and support. And I'm going to take a stab since they might bust out a dance routine or two during the weekend.
We're going to have actually an awards ceremony on the second day. It's the change of arms. Is that what it's called?
Okay.
We're going to have the youth challenge come out. They're going to help volunteer.
Oh, great.
We actually have the Kiwanis that are coming out to volunteer as well. Excellent. They're helping us on the back end with some of the banking stuff. So they handle all that for us. And we're going to make it fun.
Yeah, the organization's got a bunch of financial experts over there. So
yes. And we like to keep it that way. We don't touch any of the money. we let Doug handle all that.
Our Kiwanis are money guys.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. They cook the books for us.
Yeah. So we have a few charities that are involved this year that.
Excellent.
But the big one is obviously the VFW. So please sign up. We just want to raise as much money as possible for them.
Yeah, it's a weekend of coming out, having fun, having a few laughs, having a few drinks, whacking a ball around, whether you're good at it or not, doesn't really matter. Mm-hmm. And meeting some celebrities.
Yeah.
Perhaps getting roasted by one.
Yeah, you will for sure get roasted. Or you don't have $10.
Yep.
Bring $10.
Bring $10.
And you never know. You might luck out and get that hole-in-one deal and drive off with a new Honda. So it's happened before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really has
or at
happened
least win
before.
a couple grand on a golf ball drop. It's all so. Good deal. Did we get it all? Anything we missed?
I think I don't know.
That's it.
I think that's it.
RoswellHonda.com is all the info. So check it out.
And of course, if you still want to be sponsors, there's time, but get on the stick. Southwest Prairie, they're going to be really mad if we wait too long on some of that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. We do have printing deadlines.
Yes.
They will start cussing at some point.
It wouldn't be the first time we made them do that.
Right, it's like,
oh, yeah.
You realize the tournament's tomorrow, right?
Yep. Can you get this done? I need it in an hour.
But thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your
awesome.
time.
We'll see you next time.
As always, Mike, thank you.
All right, take care.
Bye.
All right, we'll be back.
Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Sorello. a ceremony to mark the third anniversary of the Cahoon Park double murder in Roswell. On Saturday, dozens of people gathered at the park to honor the victims, but providing a festive atmosphere this year, including food trucks, a car show, a bike race, and more. In April 2022, Cameron Luna and Jorge Armendariz Jr., both teenagers, went to the park to buy a gun from someone else, but the transaction went sour and both teens were shot and killed in a robbery. And the Roswell Police Department is holding its Prescription Drug Take-Back Day on April 26th. As part of the national event, members of the department will be at Walgreens on South Main Street from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. that day. The event is free. Anyone can stay anonymous while dropping off their unwanted prescription drugs. Vape devices will also be accepted this year, but the batteries must be removed. Syringes, shapers, aerosols, including inhalers, and illicit drugs will not be accepted. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. We've got district openers for both Goddard and Roswell today. In softball, the Goddard Rockets are hosting the Artesia Bulldogs at 5 o'clock, and Artesia blew out Clovis in a doubleheader on Saturday. First game 17-6, Kiana Gonzalez and Roxana Serrano both with homers. Second game was 16-1 count, Serrano 3 for 3 with 4 RBIs. Meanwhile, Roswell will be playing at home a doubleheader against Hobbs starting at 4:30 today. Roswell lost a single game to Lovington on Friday, 4-2, and then got swept by Artesia on Saturday. 14-1 was the first game. Second game a lot closer, 3-0. So Roswell's looking to bounce back against the Hobbs team. That, again, starts at 4:30 today. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good today. Comfortable daytime highs in the low to mid 70s. It will be a little bit breezy, especially around Artesia, 15 to 25 mile per hour wind. Sunshine through the afternoon. Overnight, we're down around 50 and clear, and then we start to heat up a little bit on Wednesday. It will be getting a little bit more breezy. We're going up to the low 90s. Windy and about 90 on Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All across America, this is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report.
I'm James Flippin. U.S. stocks finished higher yesterday as the market did remain choppy overall. Tech giant Apple stood out as one of the session's big winners, its share price rising 4% on the day. Federal Reserve Governor Christopher Waller made some public comments with investors concerned over the impact that tariffs may have on the broader economy. Waller used a football analogy and said he thinks that tariffs are sort of like the Philadelphia Eagles' tush push. It might not have worked at first, but you do still need to call the play you believe in. He also used a term that did not age well for the central bank during the COVID era. He predicted any inflationary impact brought on by tariffs will be transitory. Quiet yesterday on the economic calendar. Today, look for this month's Home Builder Confidence Index. U.S. retail sales for March will be published, and February's business inventories are due. Looking at individual stocks, Dell saw its share price rise, as did several automakers, with President Trump indicating a desire to, as he says, help some car builders. In response to those comments, Ford Motor, General Motors, and Chrysler parent Stellantis moved higher. With business, I'm James Flippin.
This is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report.
James Golden, a.k.a. Bo Snerdley, here with an urgent retirement warning. Even as Trump stands up to China, billionaires are fleeing Wall Street, including Warren Buffett. But I trust the experts at Colonial Metals Group to help you. Visit freegoldguide.com/Bo or call 800-941-0498 for your free gold guide on how to bulletproof your IRA and 401k with gold, tax-free. You can also qualify for a free home safe and as much as $7,500 in free silver. Once again, that's freegoldguide.com/Bo.
Some wounds need expert care to heal properly. At Artesia General Hospital's Wound Care and Hyperbaric Medicine Center, we use advanced treatments like hyperbaric oxygen therapy to help chronic wounds heal faster. If you or a loved one has a wound that won't heal, call 575-736-8235 today and take the first step toward recovery.
The Matanza Fest and Cinco de Mayo celebration is a party you don't want to miss. Mariachis, vendors, the Imperial's car show, a dance, and the Matanza, a mouth-watering event and competition of savory, one-of-a-kind pork creations and real chicharrones and fresh salsa. To find out more, log on to nmmatanza.com. The Matanza Fest and Cinco de Mayo celebration at the fairgrounds in Roswell. Proceeds to support alternative education programs and paid for in part by the City of Roswell Lodgers Tax.
How do you find a roofing contractor you can trust? You can randomly pick one, cross your fingers and hope for the best, or maybe you can ask a psychic to predict who's trustworthy. Here's a better idea. Choose one who prefers using America's most trusted roofing brand, Owens Corning. And rest easy, because Owens Corning screens their contractors for reliability, professionalism, and customer service. Why take any chances? Owens Corning, trusted contractors, proven products. For an Owens Corning preferred contractor, visit owenscorning.com/roofing.
For a free estimate, give Do Right Roofing a call today, 575-623-2273.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
Edge Safety and Services LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has an immediate opening for roustabout crew and a safety technician. Position requires a clean driving record and must be able to pass a drug and alcohol screening. Edge Safety offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please email resumes to edgecoding@yahoo.com or apply in person at 2801 North Freeman in Artesia. Edge Safety and Services is an equal opportunity employer.
On Saturday, April 19th at 7 p.m., join the Spencer Theater and Eric Ellison for a heartfelt Gordon Lightfoot tribute. Known as the Lightfoot of the Rockies, Ellison will perform classics like The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, If You Could Read My Mind, and Sundown. Don't miss this evening of iconic melodies. Get your tickets online at spencertheater.com or by calling the box office at 575-336-4800. We'll see you at the Spencer.
Clyde Lewis and Ground Zero is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
The U.S. has moved a second aircraft carrier into the waters of the Mideast. It comes ahead of the next round of talks between Iran and the U.S. over Tehran's rapidly advancing nuclear program. The discussions are scheduled for this upcoming weekend, Iran's supreme leader describing the initial talks as having gone well. Harvard University choosing to forego more than $2 billion in federal grants and contracts, the money being frozen by the Trump administration.
The funding cuts come after Harvard refused to comply with the Trump administration's demands to limit activism on campus. In a letter to Harvard, the administration called for several actions, including merit-based admissions and hiring policies and a review of student and faculty views about diversity. Harvard's president said the demands violated the university's First Amendment rights and that no government should dictate what private universities can teach. Greg Clugston, Washington.
It took the jury less than 1 hour to deliver its verdict, finding a 34-year-old illegal alien guilty. The brutal 2023 murder of a Maryland woman, a mother of 5.
Rachel Morin was attacked while exercising on a popular hiking trail northeast of Baltimore. The case hinged on DNA evidence connecting Victor Martinez Hernandez, a Salvadorian national, to the crime. President Trump's reaction on Truth Social, quote, life was taken at the hands of a monster who should have never been here in the first place, unquote. He blames Biden open border policies.
Correspondent George Williams. Cody Balmer will remain behind bars. 38-year-old Harrisburg, Pennsylvania man charged with attempted murder, arson, and terrorism in the attack on the Pennsylvania governor's mansion. The attack did a lot of damage, but there were no injuries. Stocks higher on Wall Street this hour. The Dow is up 142 points. The Nasdaq better by 67 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals, too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
Fierce sandstorms result in serious breathing problems for thousands across central and southern Iraq.
One official in Mutana province reported to the French news agency at least 700 cases of what he said was suffocation. There were similar accounts from other provinces. In Najaf, a paramedic was seen helping a man gasping for air. Footage online shows areas cloaked in a thick orange haze. There are reports of several regions, including Basra and Najaf, enduring power cuts and the temporary suspension of flights. Sand or dust storms are common in Iraq and getting more so. Iraq's meteorological office blames drought, desertification and declining rainfall.
That's BBC's Charles Haviland. China's President Xi Jinping says no one wins in a trade war. He's kicked off a diplomatic tour of Southeast Asia with a trip to Vietnam. Xi reiterating what he claims is China's commitment to global trade. News and analysis at townhall.com. They're in trouble for trying to go to church the wrong way.
German police in Cologne have detained 5 Frenchmen and a Belgian woman who had tried to climb the city's famous cathedral. Police said Sunday they were informed by the church's private security guards who spotted the young climbers with headlamps on their surveillance cameras in the middle of the night. Police officers in riot gear surrounded the cathedral, and a helicopter hovered over the northern dome until the 5 climbers were detained inside the tower's stairwell. Keith Peters, Washington.
For the first time in more than 10 years, public school teachers in Chicago have a new contract without a strike or the threat of a walkout. It's a 4-year agreement. It includes pay hikes, hiring more teachers, and limiting class size. The union started contract talks last year with more than 700 demands. It's a record for the almost 30,000-member Chicago Teachers Union. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Javelin, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres inviernos
of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Yes, welcome to it.
Got a kind of with Holy Week, with Easter this weekend. It's a shortened week for many, as probably most people be off. Well, we won't be, but
no, of course
schools and what have you will be off on Friday, and
but
banks and what have you, and places will be closed.
In observance of course, the holiday, the holiday this weekend, the holy holiday. Of course, I'm talking about WrestleMania.
Is that this weekend?
Yeah, it's weird. This is a lot of stuff in one weekend. You got Easter, you got the high holiday, wink, and then you've got rest of the 2 night of WrestleMania. So yeah, it's a holiday for my people. All right.
I remember, like, is NASCAR racing this weekend?
Probably. Actually,
well, see, they used to not. Like, that was a big deal. They don't race on Easter. On Mother's Day, But I think they backed New Mother's Day, and I'm not sure about Easter. So I'm not sure. That used to be a thing where they didn't race on Easter. But I'm not sure if...
Does NASCAR race? Yes, NASCAR races are scheduled for this weekend at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Okay.
The races include the Weather Guard Truck Race, NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series on Friday, April 11th. Then on Saturday, April 12th, the Food City 500.
That's last weekend.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sunday, April 13th. Yeah, that was last weekend.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess not.
It's like, yes, they are racing Easter. That's the weekend before.
You know what? I blame AI. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I blame A1.
A1, the steak sauce?
Yes. Yes. As head of the Department of Education, Linda McMahon, says A1 education starting in first grade and in some cases pre-K. A1 education.
Nice.
Get excited, everybody. That's how steak is done. One of my favorite jokes.
It's good on chicken, too.
It's fantastic. I love A1. One of my favorite jokes, though, is if you look at the bottle, it says founded in 1861. It's like somebody points out, it's like, so right in the middle of the Civil War, somebody decided, my steak needs a little something. But actually, it was made
done in Europe?
England.
Yeah, but it was probably not in the United States.
The chef for the King of England at the time created the sauce. Like he invented the combination of ingredients that is A1. And I am forever in his debt.
There you go.
I love me some A1.
I wonder if they call it A1 because it's like the best.
That's what.
Or was it some weird scheme to get in the phone book at the top?
Ye old phone book. I would imagine
back in 1860.
I don't know. Was A1 always called A1 or was it just King's sauce? Let's find out.
Yeah, I mean,
always called.
When did it go to A1?
Fun food fact. A1 steak sauce is said to have been created sometime in the late 1820s by Henderson William Brand, the chef to England's King George the Fourth. The king was so pleased with the sauce that he proclaimed A#1 or A1 for short.
So he named it.
The king named it.
So the king wasn't in there making sauce.
No, the king was he was the recipient thereof.
But I kind of want to start B2.
It's all right.
It's all right.
It's how steak is fine.
B2.
Just keep going down the list. Is this D7?
Yeah. When you get down to the E's, it's not even sauce at this point.
It's just brick. Can shave some off onto something. It's like a truffle.
It's like soap. You just whittle it. You whittle it onto your steak. But
I was I watched this guy on YouTube, and they do weird stuff to steak. A lot of it's like aging.
Yeah.
And they aged a steak. What they did was they aged a steak in beef tallow.
Okay.
And they aged it for like 120. This is the thing I don't understand about dry aging. I mean, I get it. It's fine. Every single time that steak looks rotten.
Yeah.
Like by the time they get cleared off and cut off the
when you go to
cap, it just looks messed up.
Well, and like when you go to your high-end steakhouses, those steaks that are aging back there,
Right.
they don't always look, in its raw form the way you're ready to eat it.
It's
But when
sort of like-
the time it's done, it's one of those things you got to let the chef cook,
Right.
and just wait till the end.
And I'm a man who loves knowing how the sausage gets made, but in that case, and also in the case of fermentation,
Yeah.
like generally speaking, I love the products that fermentation creates, kimchi and the like, but the process of fermentation and having to like fart your whatever you're making to let off the gas so it doesn't explode,
Yeah.
it's all disgusting.
Well,
It's really nasty. It's a nasty process
I feel
to
like
get
it's
there. But
equally gross when you make your cheese and your sour creams and all that too.
speaking of, and I brought this up off air, I think yesterday.
By the way, this is not my favorite topic this morning.
No. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
I was like, this is not going well.
Oh yeah. Well, just bear through one more because I have to bring this up now. Now that I've by the way.
Now you've exposed it.
There's a trend going around on TikTok with people taking like lower end cuts of meat, like top round, and injecting it with beef tallow to basically make their own Wagyu.
Okay.
Like,
why not?
Ghetto Wagyu.
Does it work?
It looks like it. I mean, from what I've seen from like the before and afters and them cooking it, it does look good. It looks like it. But at what point are we playing God? I mean, Wagyu beef, they massage these animals. They get champagne. They get, like lullabies at night. We're just sticking needles in raw steak. At what point are we not playing God? I mean, come on.
One could argue, you ever try to make your own holiday sauce?
No.
One could argue playing God. I mean, it's just cooking, man. Cooking's complicated sometimes.
It's a complicated process.
To get the basic food to you simple, but once you start, getting some of the fancy techniques of how to prepare it, yeah, it's quite complicated. Like I've seen more videos about cooking eggs. And I'm like, I just cook it, and it's all about technique, and I'm just wow.
In the case of eggs, there's like 45 different ways to make it.
Yeah.
I've watched a video where they went through all of them, but there are like particular methods that are next to impossible to achieve if you don't know exactly the process.
Yeah.
The Gordon Ramsay egg is the one that comes to mind.
Yeah.
And I've done that. I've actually made that egg. It's phenomenal. It's so good. But it takes a lot of time and attention and moving it on and off the heat.
I'm sorry. To me, the juice is not worth the squeeze.
It made for quite the satisfying endeavor.
Yeah, if someone else is making it and giving it to me, but I'm not doing all that for me.
I'm not putting myself through this.
Yeah, all that for 2 minutes of egg eating. No, I'm not doing that.
When I was on keto, I had to replace sugar and carbs with other things, and I replaced mine with filling the boredom with learning how to cook and enjoying the whole gastronomic process.
Nice.
And so I got really into the process of the making.
Gotcha.
So that part was fine. I like the learning of it.
Oh, good. To me, that I get frustrated.
I'll never understand how like a Julia Child could handle the pressure of not being able to pause the video every step that was that was told.
Yeah.
So you could mess it up and then go back and fix it.
Did you ever watch that thing on HBO? It was her.
It was Julia and Me.
That one.
I saw snippets of it. I never actually sat and
it wasn't
watched
bad.
It.
It's slow. I mean,
well, it's Julia. I mean, I know that her story is fascinating, but it's Julia Childs.
Well,
I mean,
it was funny because she kind of was. And this is kind of whole the premise is she took the refined and brought it to the common,
right?
And that's kind of what she did, and she did it in a way, but so she could walk in both circles.
Yeah,
she could walk in the finest, the finest circles of this.
I might be mixing
gourmet.
up stories, but didn't she serve in the war?
Maybe
I might be mixing that up with Queen Elizabeth because I know she did.
Yeah, I don't recall. They don't talk about that in the show.
No, okay,
no. So, but anyway, it's all right. It's a little slow, but it's all right. It was. If you're interested in like the making of things,
the culinary experience,
it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I'll check that out.
Yeah, it's a little slow. Got to. You like The Notebook? You'll like it.
Aren't we all these days?
You're a fan of The Notebook. Right? You'll like it.
It's been 20 years, man. Let it go.
I cannot.
God.
I
was a married man at that point. No, I wasn't.
Certain things you can't walk back.
I wasn't.
The Notebook's one of them. We all have them. It's okay. I've got a few. Yours is just The Notebook.
Just saying somewhere out there is the other half a big flat mic. That's all I'm saying.
I know. I got mine too. Hey, let me give you a rundown for this hour of the show. We'll get you up to date with the weather and all that here in just a bit. We're going to be joined in just a few minutes by Pastors Troy and Sean from Church on the Move. This Sunday, Easter Sunday, they're going to be doing Easter out at Cielo Grande Park, and they're going to have a big concert with Danny Goki and, of course, an amazing service. They got all kinds of stuff planned for Sunday out at Cielo Grande. So they're going to join us here in just a few and talk all about that. Later on this hour, we'll get you up to date with news of the local variety, Wall Street Business Update, and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do any of that, let's take a look at your weather.
Weather this hour is brought to you by Bob Reed Pest Control. General pest control, termite control, trees, shrubs, and yard treatments for both residential and commercial. Find them online at BobReedPestControl.com or call today 575-623-5344. Serving all of southeast New Mexico.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good today. Comfortable daytime highs in the low to mid 70s. It will be a little bit breezy, especially around Artesia, 15 to 25 mile per hour wind. Sunshine through the afternoon. Overnight, we're down around 50 and clear, and then we start to heat up a little bit on Wednesday. It will be getting a little bit more breezy. We're going up to the low 90s. Windy and about 90 on Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Hold on real quick before I give you the rundown. Sean's got it. Well, I'll do the thing.
Go do the thing.
I'll do the thing. Currently 59 here in Roswell. Humidity's at 35% with winds out of the southeast at 9 miles per hour. Mid-70s today. Sunny 74. Winds will be a little breezy out of the south, 15 to 20. Clear tonight, overnight low 52 with south winds 15 to 20. They'll drop down 5 to 10 after midnight. And then we're jumping into the 90s tomorrow. Sunny 92. South winds 5 to 10 early, 15 to 20 for the afternoon.
Indeed.
So, yes, follow up.
So I knew I had heard something about this, remembered some part of the story. So Julia Child didn't actually serve in the military directly.
Okay.
Due to her height, 6'2", she was rejected by the Women's Army Corps and women accepted for volunteer emergency service, WAVES. Instead, she worked for the Office of Strategic Services, the OSS, which is a predecessor to the CIA. So this was during World War II. She was assigned to research and development, including developing shark repellent for the Navy.
Ooh.
Yeah. I wonder if she ever used some of that. Nice little ingredient. Oh, I burned the dickens out of the shark repellent.
I know who did use it, though.
Who's that? Batman?
Batman did. Bat shark repellent. That's
but what's great about her inventing shark repellent is somebody had to test that.
I know.
All right, Jerry, let's spray this on and get in there.
Oh, that shark still likes you. All right, get him out.
Take off the steak suit.
Yeah.
Let's get after it. But yeah, I knew there was something about that. So she was in the OSS.
Interesting.
Of all places.
Nice.
There you go.
Inventing bat shark repellent.
The more you know.
Doo-doo-doo. All right, 9:19. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll talk to the folks from Church on the Move. Don't go away.
Hey, Roswell, during these unprecedented times when others are raising prices, Roswell Ford is lowering ours with employee pricing for everyone. So you pay what we pay. Only at Roswell Ford. Make no payments for 90 days. Upside down in your current vehicle and want out early? Roswell Ford can help you get out of your trade, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth, regardless of make, miles, or condition. So you can pay what we pay today with employee pricing to all customers on new Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. And our aggressive finance team will push to approve your credit, even if it's less than perfect. Attention business owners, Roswell Ford has a great selection of commercial vehicles, and we have them for less. Plus, Roswell Ford offers mobile services, so our certified technicians will come to you and perform oil changes, tire rotations, batteries, recalls, and more. Contact us for details. For massive American-made savings and employee pricing for everyone. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. Interest accrues from date of sale on select vehicles. Trade balance refinanced to new loan. Subject to lender approval. Offers not combined. Expires in 1 cent.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
On Saturday, April 19th at 7 p.m., join the Spencer Theater and Eric Ellison for a heartfelt Gordon Lightfoot tribute. Known as the Lightfoot of the Rockies, Ellison will perform classics like The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, If You Could Read My Mind, and Sundown. Don't miss this evening of iconic melodies. Get your tickets online at spencertheater.com or by calling the box office at 575-336-4800. We'll see you at the Spencer.
Hi, Chef Anthony Noble here with the Valley Cafe at 801 West Brasher. We love serving you our delicious meals for lunch and dinner. The next time you're in on Monday or Tuesday, bring the family and take advantage of our kids' dinner special. With the purchase of an adult meal, you get a kids' meal for 20% off. That's right. Get the kids fed, save a little money, enjoy what I got cooking in the kitchen. Come visit us at 801 West Brasher in the Orange Building across from Church on the Move in Roswell. We have it all. Come taste and see.
Don't forget, you can also find the Valley Cafe on our website at toasttab.com. Facebook.com/Valley Cafe. Also on DoorDash, Grubhub, and Uber Eats.
Upside down? Time to turn it around. The Upside Down and Payoff Sales event is on now at Roswell Honda. Now through Easter weekend, Roswell Honda needs your trade, and they'll do whatever it takes to get it. If they make a deal, they'll pay off your trade no matter what you owe and eliminate your existing loan or lease. Drive away today for $0 down and payments as low as $199 a month with or without perfect credit. Drive newer for less and get right side up during the Upside Down and Payoff Sales event at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from Church on the Move, Pastors Troy Smotherman and Sean Kelly back with us. Good morning, gentlemen. And,
good morning, Mike. Morning, Mike.
First thing before, I know we got a lot of fun stuff to talk about, but first time I've got to really talk with you, and condolences to you and your family on your loss. And I know you have a great church family and family supporting and everything else, but it's never enough to thank you. But we do anything we can do. Prayers. I mean, obviously prayers can. You hear that so much, but we're praying for you. I believe it's pretty good stuff, even though people say it a lot. I believe ain't nothing wrong with some prayers.
Prayers powerful.
Right. But life goes on. Things are happening, and Church on the Move is just keeps going. And now, not that they needed more strength to keep going on, but now they've got more meaning to keep doing what we're doing here with this family loss. So, which I'm going to say is going to make Easter Sunday that much more special, because we want basically it's a community celebration, what you guys are doing. We want to invite everybody to come on out to Cielo Grande on Sunday and have the biggest celebration for Christians. That's what it is. Easter is it. It's the big party for Christians. It is, where we go.
Absolutely.
And what makes Friday so tough is what makes Sunday so great. If that makes sense. And,
it does.
And so we want folks to come on out and celebrate Christianity with us on Sunday. That's what it is. It's a big party.
That's right.
So, talk about what's on tap for everybody here.
Well, we're having just one service. We usually have 3 services at our church. We're having one service at Cielo.
But it's going to be the size of 3.
Okay, it'll be the size of 3. Hopefully bigger, because we want people to come out in the community. Now, we are doing some things after service because we're going to worship God. We're going to worship our Lord and Savior. We're going to show our thanks and admiration and praise. Excuse me, for what He's done for us. Dying for us on. You talked about Friday, Good Friday.
Absolutely.
Raising from the dead on Sunday, and so we're going to talk about that, celebrate that, and worship and honor Him. We have a very special guest, Danny Goki, coming in.
You might, if you're a fan of American Idol, or he is a Grammy Award-winning Grammy-nominated Dove Award-winning. He's kind of a big deal in music. So if I'm sure many people, especially younger folks, us old times, we miss people that are popular sometimes, but younger folks don't. And Danny Goki's he's gonna be out at Cielo Grande, worshiping and celebrating and praising just like the rest of us.
He is, and so after service, we're going to do water baptisms. And so we got a bunch of people being water baptized for the first time.
Can you still sign up for that?
Oh,
I know if you go to Church on the Move's website, I always just Google Church on the Move, but I think it's COTMRoswell.com is if you want to do the official. But if you don't remember all that, just Church on the Move Roswell, it'll be the first thing that pops up. And then you'll see the events tab, and then it'll tell you all about Easter. But at the bottom there's a link if you'd like to be baptized on Sunday out at Cielo Grande.
That's right. Think of a better day to be baptized on Easter. And if you don't get a chance to sign up, just come on out. Bring a pair of dark clothes to change into. Yes. Be prepared to get wet. That's how
baptisms work.
That's exactly right. We'll have a tent set up for people to change back, after they're baptized and that type of thing. And so, private changing areas. Yes.
And good news is weather should be nice on Sunday. I think it's going to be upper 70s and pushing 80s.
It's going to be beautiful.
So
looks like it's going to be pretty one.
Be a nice time to be out at Cielo Grande and celebrate. 10 a.m. is when everything will officially get underway. You might want to get there a few minutes early to get settled and get you a good spot, because Cielo Grande is kind of a big park, going to be some acreage to cover. So,
yes. And bring your own lawn chairs. Bring your chairs.
Yeah, there's a lot of open space, but not a lot of seating. So bring your lawn chairs, your blankets, or your things to kind of get comfortable out there.
Yes.
I know people are going to be setting up tents on the peripheral, on the sides, and bringing umbrellas to keep the sun off of them.
Yeah.
So bring your shade. You can set up on the sides. We have a middle section. It'll be easy to see. We have a big stage set up. That's where we're going to do our service.
Good deal.
And then after that, man, we have, I don't know how many blow-up games and water slides and surfing machines and
just a big carnival, basically.
20 plus, yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
We're gonna worship the King, the risen King, and then we're gonna baptize people, and then we're gonna celebrate big time with our
family
children
fun and family gathering.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're gonna serve hamburgers, hot dogs, everything's free.
It's kind of a entire Easter celebration all wrapped up in one deal out of the park here, where we start with the business end of the day and do our work to praise God and to celebrate God, and then from there we celebrate the reason for this day. It's the biggest day. I know Christmas and everything gets a lot more attention in the corporate world and the just society, but if you're a Christian, this is the Super Bowl, man. This is
the Super Bowl.
This is the biggest thing. This is the whole reason we are who we are and what we believe is because of what happened, on Easter Sunday. When no one believed us, said this man will be back. 3 days later.
3 days.
Here, hello.
There he is.
Somebody left the building.
Right.
Exactly.
I mean, that's amazing. And,
that's incredible.
And that's what we're celebrating, and that's what it is. And it is the proof. It is literally the proof of what God says to us is what Easter Sunday is. And
yes.
That's why we celebrate it. When everyone says, "How do you have faith?" Because Easter Sunday. Because the proof was that day.
That's right.
Why
Exactly.
I have faith. And so that's what we're celebrating.
That's our faith is based on him rising from the dead.
I kind of obviously studying the Word of God and always, these are lifelong pursuits.
Yes.
You don't have to know all this to be a child of God, but you got to have the gist. You got to know the understanding of why, and this is why. I mean, when we get in some biblical stories and you start going, all right, you don't have to get down in the weeds with some of all that. I mean, that might make your head swim here. But if you can understand, Jesus died for our sins, that the reason we have, we are Christians is because of this fact that God is basically gave us all this pass, that all we got to do is say, believe in this person and you're going to be all right. No matter what you do, what you say, at the end of the day, no matter what you do or say, as long as you have faith and you show that faith, you're going to be all right. You get to make all the mistakes you want. Matter of fact, it's going to happen. You're going to make some doozies that even, at the end of the day, certain things won't be able to walk back from. But you know what? God's got that.
Well, even you brought up the passing of my wife, which was, we had an incredible marriage and friendship and love for each other, my family.
You guys spent a lifetime sharing your experiences to help others.
Yes, but the comfort of that is what we're talking about right now, is that Jesus did die for our sins. He did raise from the grave, and he defeated sin and eternal death for us.
Sure.
And knowing that my wife is with him in heaven is really the only comfort that I have, because I miss her so much.
Yeah, I'm sure. And this is where faith helps, because I get it. It's like, God, what are you doing, man? I need her still. I need, you know what I mean? And this is where faith comes in. It's like, look, I don't understand it now. I will someday. And that's faith, and that's what it is. And God doesn't fix our problems. God, I believe, gives us the tools to tackle these problems. God's job is to steer us for when because things are going to happen. And these are, I believe, our time here on earth is tests and trial. Where, this is, if it was all easy, everybody would be guaranteed a slot into heaven here. But, you got to earn your way in a little bit. And this is, and really it's easy. You just got to have faith. But what happens when your faith is tested? And that's, and every single Christian on the planet, including yourself, a man that, people turn to have that connection with God. All of us suffer from this. And so, first off, thank you for kind of despite your own personal deal, just put it all out there. You know what I mean? That's because it's not. I know it's not hard or not easy for you. This is probably the hardest thing you've ever dealt with in your entire life.
It is.
But the fact that you're doing it the way you're doing it, I know this sounds bad, but I mean this. I think this is part of God's plan too. Like I think this is, and I think at the end of the day, this is what's going to help heal you for time, because time does heal. It does. When you lose someone, time does heal. It does make that, pain lessen over time. It never goes away for truly people you love, but it does. It's like for me, my mother. She's been gone, 20 plus years now. But still a day I don't think about her. But I don't miss her like I did 20 years ago, and that does change. But thank you. I know I'm getting rambling here, but I just really appreciate that you could have handled this a different way, and you would have been well within your rights to do that, and you kind of still wearing your heart on your sleeve. I think your church has embraced you. I think Church on the Move family's probably embraced you.
They have.
Like
been wonderful.
No other that's here, and that's a good thing. But and it's okay for you to lean on people too, and just don't forget that part. I think I know you enough to know you're a little bullheaded like me, and if you get your mind set to something, and people tell you no, that just fuels you to hold my beer. I'm going to watch this.
Well, watch this part, not the beer part.
Not anymore. You know what I mean. And so, as someone who knows that, lean to. It's
well, they've been a blessing, and I just know that Julie and I, since she was 5 years old and me at 18, we dedicated our lives to serve the Lord, and I'm not going to stop doing that, despite whether I understand or not. I trust.
I think she'd be mad at you if you did, to be honest. When y'all meet again, she'd probably give you a swift boot to the behind and say, "What you doing, man?"
Because that wasn't an option for me, Mike. We serve God, as much as I love my wife, and the love affair we had. She wasn't God, and I wasn't God to her. We have a God and He's God alone, and that's who Julie and I served. Mm-hmm. That's what made our marriage special, because we kept Him first, and that allowed us to love each other the way we should and care for each other, and be friends and all the lovers and all the things that come with being married. But we serve the Lord, and that's who I serve, whether I understand it or not. I serve the Lord, and we're going to continue to do that, and that's why we're going to, I decided a while back that we're going to do a huge thing for Easter this year and just celebrate His resurrection and celebrate the life He gave us on this planet.
Absolutely.
But even more importantly, the life He gives us eternally. And we're not going to, life just keeps moving, it just keeps moving, and we're going to keep serving God and just believing that people that hear and that people invite others to come that don't know Jesus, mm-hmm. and that give them an opportunity to hear. Like you said, they need to hear. They need to believe that Jesus Christ is Lord. Believe in their heart and confess mm-hmm. with their mouth that Jesus is Lord. And the Bible teaches us that how can they believe if they don't hear? Mm-hmm. And how can they hear if someone's not sent? So we're sent to this, Julie and I were sent to this community 24 years ago, and we've been serving, and we're going to continue to serve, my family and I. And that's we're celebrating this as Christians, but we're also, the greatest celebration would be that day is that someone comes that doesn't know the Lord and comes to know the Lord.
This is the day they find the Lord.
Yes, yeah. And that's what He died for,
mm-hmm.
For all of us, and that would be the greatest celebration of the whole day.
But this is why I also think the after party stuff, the games, that's why that's so important, because we're also teaching our young. There's going to be children, 2, 3, whatever age they are, this is going to be the memories they think of. When they think of Easter, they think of, what it means, and they're going to, so to me, the fun cements the deal for our young, because it's no different than us. How many of us, when we were kids, you remember the Easter play or the Christmas play or the thing you did at church, that's your connection to Easter, to God and things like that. And so we're creating that on Sunday.
Yeah.
And that's so please let come for the service, but please, and for the concert and everything else, but let the family come and have a picnic, and let's eat some burgers, and let's let the kids play all the games and do all this stuff, because at the end of the day, that's going to be the fun part. Remember, it puts the positive, it reinforces the message to your kids. Yes,
absolutely.
They're going to remember the jumps and in the water, the surfing deals and all that. But that's going to cement the rest of it for later on. And because as they get older and start to question and think for themselves, they're going to go back to those messages and those things, and then hopefully that's the foundation they've created. So when they're ready to do more than the jolly jumps and everything else, they're ready to get deeper into the message.
And we are asking people to come to the service. So if you come to the 10 a.m. service, you're going to get a band. And that's how you're going to be able to participate in all the other things after service. So
your key to the rest is to be there at 10.
That's exactly right. And the rest of the day does not cost you a penny.
Yeah.
It's all free.
And I guarantee you're going to come out better than, especially if you are questioning faith or maybe not introduced to it. Maybe you're raised without religion in your life. That does happen to quite a few people.
It does.
Come to us on Sunday. Come on out. Come for the burgers.
See what it's about.
Yeah, come for
See
a
why
free
we
meal.
celebrate.
But yeah, be there at 10, and I guarantee once you understand and once you see, and it's one thing to read things and learn it on your own, but when you have someone to help you talk about it and navigate it, because I know reading about things is amazing, but sometimes people it doesn't register that way.
Yeah.
So when you're amongst people that are talking, you're not only hearing the message, you're feeling it here. What is the emotion that it comes from, and even the best of authors can't create that in words.
And you don't have to come all dressed up. You don't have to wear a suit and tie.
Oh yeah,
you want to come in shorts, but that's great with us. Matter of fact,
pretty casual.
For the kids, we would like them to bring some swim trunks.
Because they're going to get
the
wet.
Fire department will be out there.
They have a foam pit. They have wet water slides, so they're going to get wet.
Put it this way: you're going to have to do some laundry at the end of the day, probably for the kids. Just take it. But guess what? They're going to be ready to go to bed by 7:30.
They'll sleep good. They will sleep good.
Because we're going to feed them well, and then we're going to load them up. You don't leave a Church on the Move event with a few eggs or a few pieces of candy.
You're going. You guys go.
You're
going to
leave cracked out on candy.
Yeah. So from 6th grade down, we have Easter egg hunt. So that's for all the from 6th graders down. We have separate ones separated out for the little guys, and then the middle group, and then the older kids. And there's some good pride. There's not just candy in there, but there's we always put a little cash in some of those
money.
eggs.
Yeah.
There's a golden ticket you can possibly win, a bigger prize at the end. And so we have several golden tickets in each one. So anyway, we try to make it, you said it, Mike, special. My memories of Easter as a child were dry, and I rejected religion because it was so dry and so sober. And there's a time to be sober, but there's never a time to be dry. Even when
not
you're
when
sober.
It's supposed to be a party.
Yeah,
That's right.
It's not when it's supposed to be celebration.
Friday's kind of our sober day a little bit. When you think of Good Friday, that's
the death of
the day we
Jesus.
remember. I got to be honest. That movie, The Passion of the Christ, is one of the. I mean, it's
wore me out.
It's I've only seen it once because that's about the much. But if you've never seen it, you got to see it once as a Christian. Don't show it to your kids. Wait till they're adults. It's not appropriate for kids.
I tried to show that to my daughter, and she started crying so hard. I had to stop it, and I had to comfort her.
Yeah.
And so I said, "Okay, I'm never doing that again."
It's just too proud because it's hard to fathom.
I think teenagers could handle it.
But then again, I think as a Christian, you need to see it because you've got to understand the scope of what Jesus went through. And to my personal experience, there's nothing else that has evoked that same. I mean, we talked about it, and but to see what they put on film in that thing, and to be honest, I would dare say they may have held back a few punches on what Jesus actually.
Well, the Bible says he was unrecognizable as a man on the cross.
Yeah.
So as bad as they showed it, it's worse.
Exactly.
Than that.
That's what I'm saying. And
you realize, Mike, that came out almost 20 years ago.
I know. But
And
look
so
at what
there's a
it's still
whole
evoking.
generation. There's a whole generation that hasn't seen it.
Well,
so if
it's
you know younger people, sit them down and watch
Yeah.
it with them.
Wait till they're adults, or at least
Well,
appropriately
they'd be
mature
18,
enough.
19, 17, 16.
You know, where you can, but because it's graphic. There's nothing, no other term
it's
but say
truth.
that. But it's the truth. It is, and the truth hurts sometimes. And for all the beautiful, wonderful things that is Christianity, you got to go through trial and test to get to this is life. This is why we have hard things, why we have trials and tribulations, because at the end of the day, it makes the goal, the prize at the end of the thing that much sweeter. That makes you a better. And this is why they say, even though you go through tragedy, learning from it and everything else makes you a better person, because when the next thing happens in life, you're better equipped. You're closer to God to handle those things. And that's part of why we do it. I mean, so this is it. This is what Easter is. It's showing you the whole gamut, the absolute darkest days of Christianity and the absolute highest days in Christianity, all in the span of 3 days.
That's right.
That's why it's every Christian needs to know it. The hardest part and the best part, and to appreciate the best part, you got to know the hard part, and that's why we do it. But that being said, don't show your 3-year-old or 4-year-old or 6-year-old kids Passion Christ.
Don't show
Wait till they're
that.
17, 18, or more mature level of understanding what's going on.
Because
that being said, do it.
I think my daughter was 11, somewhere in there, and she couldn't. I didn't realize that she couldn't take it until she started even watching.
Well, it's hard to predict.
She didn't even see the whole thing. I stopped it.
Yeah, well, and it's because it's different. It's not. This ain't Jason Gorefest. This ain't Friday the 13th. With that, you can watch that and you're like, oh, it's fake and everything. But this hits different because, well, first off, you got to really pay attention because none is in English. You got to read the screen, so you got to really pay attention because it's all in Aramaic and
I
other
think that's
languages.
part of it.
Yeah,
yeah.
And so it just makes you that much more engaged. And then when you're sitting there, it's like, and then you're thinking this happened. This, like, at the end of the day, you're watching Friday the 13th. This is fantasy. This isn't real. There's no guy with a hockey mask running around like Camp Lake. That's not happening.
I've never seen that. So.
That sums it up. There's about 40 of them, but that sums it up.
You know what? I take that back. When I was very, very young, I watched one. After that, I never watched another one.
Yeah. I remember, that scared me as a kid. I should not have watched it.
Yeah, me either. I looked in my back seat.
We were
for
Gen
about
X latchkey
2 months.
kids. They kind of. We were Gen X latchkey kids. They pretty much turned us to their own devices.
Yeah.
So we're watching Friday the 13th at 7 years old. But anyway, this isn't that. And then when you hit it, and it's like, this is truth. This happened, and then you're like, golly, this is really what it was like. And yeah, and I mean, it just hits so different. And no disrespect to the Ten Commandments in these movies, but they don't evoke the same feeling.
Well,
afterwards.
all of that pointed to that.
Yeah,
To him dying for our sins, and then doing something that no one else ever did.
We can still show Ten
raising from
Commandments
the
Sunday
dead.
night on family TV.
Sure.
Passion should never be in that position. Never. Not to do it right.
And I recommend the Charlton Heston 10 Commandments because the rest of this stuff they've been doing recently is
there even newer ones? I'll be honest.
Yeah, they're janky, man.
They just showed the Charlton Heston one last Sunday.
Yeah. Great. That's more biblically accurate than most of the other ones.
Well, I was a little bummed because I was like, wait a minute, aren't you supposed to show this on Easter? That was the tradition. I mean, I'm not complaining, but because they're showing it at least, that's more than we've seen a lot of today.
True.
But I was kind of like, it's not Easter yet. This is 2 weeks before Easter.
Maybe the Passions replaced that. Maybe you'll see the Passion pop up here in the next few days.
It's after 10. Replace Kimball with that one. But you want the real celebration? Come on, join us at Cahoon Park here. Not Cahoon Park, Cielo Grande Park.
Cielo Grande.
Bigger park, Cielo Grande Park here this Sunday, beginning at 10 a.m. That's when you got to be there at 10 for the service.
It starts at 10.
To get in for the concert and the carnival and the food and all the celebration afterwards. So join us at 10. Come for an amazing service. Come celebrate the rising of Jesus. Easter Sunday, celebrating why we are all Christians. That's what we do.
And Danny's not going to do. He's going to sing. He's going to sing several songs, but he's going to preach.
Okay.
He's going to share the gospel.
So he's going to be doing as much testimony as. But
he is an outstanding minister.
But we all know why we come to see him. So he'll belt out a tune or two.
He's going to. He's going to sing. There's no doubt about it.
And of course, And the cool part about it is I'm going to take a stab that after you're going to sit and be able to talk to him. You can probably walk right up to him.
Well, his kids are coming, so he's going to be running around with his kids.
Okay, but usually guys like this, they're very approachable.
Yeah, Danny's very approachable.
So I'm guessing if you're a huge fan, want to get an autograph, I'm pretty sure, don't be crazy about it, but I'm sure you can make that happen.
I'm sure Danny will do that. He's such a good guy.
A great guy.
Well,
become friends over the years.
Well, you kind of anybody that in his position that's hanging out in Roswell, New Mexico on Easter Sunday, where he could probably hit a bigger audience and make more money or whatever, in his world, and he's here, it says a lot to me. It says that, he's here because the message is more important than a paycheck. And because I'm pretty sure he could probably get paid very well for doing a gig on Sunday.
He could be a lot of
Easter
other places.
Could be.
Here in Roswell, hanging out at Cielo Grande with the rest of us. So that's pretty cool. So come on out. And then, of course, if you love what you saw on Sunday, come back, not to Cielo Grande, but come to Church on the Move the next Sunday, where we'll be back to normal 3 services. Whether you want to come early or sleep in a little bit and come a little later, they got you covered. And to be honest, if you're not wide awake yet, they can get you with coffee and everything before you'll be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed by the time to sit down and for service.
Absolutely.
Good deal. And
a little coffee goes a long way.
It does, but not too much, otherwise you're in another kind of line.
Exactly.
You got to find that sweet spot.
Yeah,
not to
it's got to be
over.
just right.
And the older we get, the more you find out that sweet spot's a little less and less.
Right.
But join us Easter Sunday out at Cielo Grande Park. Bring the entire family. Get there at 10 a.m. for services, and then stick around for the rest for the concert and praise and worship with Danny Goki, and of course the carnival and cookout and all the stuff that's going to be happening afterwards.
Did we miss anything?
Nope. Just a reminder: bring your chairs, bring your clothes,
sunscreen, and all that good stuff.
Yep, and we've got everything else you need for a fantastic day.
Absolutely.
Great
bring
celebration.
Umbrellas or whatever you do for protect from sun, but be prepared to come out in the park. And as I was saying, I think it's going to be in the upper 70s on Sunday.
It's supposed to be
beautiful weather.
day.
Beautiful weather, and I think can't pick a nicer day to celebrate God.
That's right.
Good deal. Well, thank you guys.
Thanks,
thank you,
Mike.
Pastor. And anytime,
Thank you.
anything we can do to help you guys get the word out, please
Thanks,
reach out
Mike.
and let
You
us
always do a
Thanks,
great
Mike.
job.
It was good to us.
And by the way, in case you guys never noticed, I don't know how many times I'll promote events and things. Like just this last weekend, they had the violence
Stop
rally.
Violence. Yeah.
It's, I wouldn't say celebration either, but it was kind of a get together, and of course, Church on the Move, quietly in the background, just helping out where they can, doing their thing. So we appreciate you guys doing stuff like that. You will see that more often than you don't realize. That yes, we do big events like this, and we want to put everybody's name on everything, but you don't know how many times there's just a thing that happens. Church on the Move, quietly gets people. That's doing their thing, and we don't need to make a statement in the clouds about it. So we appreciate that kind of stuff.
Thank you, Mike.
I wanted to throw a thing out in the clouds about it because there's so much stuff that you guys do that goes unnoticed every day. So we appreciate that.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank
Appreciate you, man.
All right, it is 9:49. Let's. I got to pay ads because I do like to eat lunch. I do, and people are kind enough to give us money to play these things, so I should do that. So we're gonna play some commercials after news, and then we'll wrap up the show. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Now for your Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. A ceremony to mark the 3rd anniversary of the Cahoon Park double murder in Roswell. On Saturday, dozens of people gathered at the park to honor the victims, but providing a festive atmosphere this year, including food trucks, a car show, a bike race, and more. In April 2022, Cameron Luna and Jorge Armendariz Jr., both teenagers, went to the park to buy a gun from someone else, but the transaction went sour and both teens were shot and killed in a robbery. And the Roswell Police Department is holding its Prescription Drug Take-Back Day on April 26th. As part of the national event, members of the department will be at Walgreens on South Main Street from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. that day. The event is free. Anyone can stay anonymous while dropping off their unwanted prescription drugs. Vape devices will also be accepted this year, but the batteries must be removed. Syringes, shapers, aerosols, including inhalers, and illicit drugs will not be accepted. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Trump's tariffs have already doubled the revenue taken in by the Customs Bureau. Uncle Sam collected an extra $1 billion in custom duties last month. You know, every little bit helps. The U.S. Currently relies on China, believe it or not, to produce 90% of generic antibiotics used by Americans. This is insane. We've got to bring pharmaceutical manufacturing back to this country. God forbid this COVID 2.0. And I've been saying this, and we can't have, in a world that's now racing towards artificial intelligence and the need for semiconductor chips, we got to get to this, we got to get to the bottom of being independent on vital industries immediately. And we got to move fast.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
Hey, you exhausted every day? Maybe you have the 3 p.m. crash or struggling with memory issues, having a hard time focusing. You have to stop and pay attention to what I'm about to tell you. I never run out of energy, and I'm fully focused. Strong Cell. It's a revolutionary supplement that has truly changed my life. I use it every single day. It gives you natural energy, helps me stay focused all day long, and just makes me feel better overall. Whether you're a working mom or dad or homeschooling your kids or some of our loyal men and women behind the wheel across the country, try Strong Cell. It'll change your life. Linda uses it as well.
I use it every single day. I have my kids using it, my parents using it, my in-laws using it, my friends using it, and I am telling you, it is immediate. It is one of the only ways you can get NADH on the market, and it works.
Go to HannityStrong.com. Use the promo code Hannity. You get a special 20% off any order. Once again, HannityStrong.com. And Strong Cell believes in their products so much, you get a 60-day no-risk policy. Invest in your health. I did it. It changed my life.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. We've got district openers for both Goddard and Roswell today. In softball, the Goddard Rockets are hosting the Artesia Bulldogs at 5 o'clock, and Artesia blew out Clovis in a doubleheader on Saturday. First game 17-6, Kiana Gonzalez and Roxana Serrano both with homers. Second game was 16-1 count, Serrano 3 for 3 with 4 RBIs. Meanwhile, Roswell will be playing at home a doubleheader against Hobbs starting at 4:30 today. Roswell lost a single game to Lovington on Friday, 4-2, and then got swept by Artesia on Saturday. 14-1 was the first game. Second game a lot closer, 3-0. So Roswell's looking to bounce back against the Hobbs team. That, again, starts at 4:30 today. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good today. Comfortable daytime highs in the low to mid 70s. It will be a little bit breezy, especially around Artesia. 15 to 25 mile per hour wind. Sunshine through the afternoon. Overnight, we're down around 50 and clear, and then we start to heat up a little bit on Wednesday. It will be getting a little bit more breezy. We're going up to the low 90s. Windy and about 90 on Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Relative calm prevailed on Wall Street in today's early going amid suggestions that President Trump may be ready to ease up on some tariffs. At the same time, the administration is taking steps toward imposing more tariffs, saying it's investigating the national security implications of imports of pharmaceuticals, computer chips, and related products. Bank of America rose 1.8% in pre-market trading after beating Wall Street analysts' sales and revenue forecasts. Most big U.S. banks have been reporting strong results in the first quarter of the year. Johnson & Johnson also reporting strong sales and profits in its most recent quarter. However, its shares were down 1% before this morning's opening bell on Wall Street. And shares of aerospace giant Boeing slid 3.3%. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
For
more. Tee up for the 3rd annual Roswell Honda Charity Golf Tournament, Saturday and Sunday, April 26th and 27th at Spring River Golf Course in Roswell, with a double shotgun start at 7:30 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. both Saturday and Sunday. Prizes for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place, as well as longest drive closest to the pin, and a Honda Civic driver and putter with a hole-in-one. Plus, free breakfast and lunch each day and free beer. Don't forget about the Trans-Aero helicopter golf ball drop at 9 a.m. on Sunday. Proceeds this year to benefit the VFW of Roswell, providing support and resources to our local veterans of foreign wars. Sign your team up at RoswellHonda.com or find Roswell Honda Charity Golf Tournament on Facebook to learn more. The 3rd annual Roswell Honda Charity Golf Tournament, Saturday and Sunday, April 26th and 27th at the Spring River Golf Course in Roswell. Sponsored by Pepsi, Southwest Printers, Pecos Valley Broadcasting, Albertsons, Trans-Aero Medevac, ABC Distributors, and Roswell Honda. Together we play for a purpose. Together we make a difference.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency.
Huzzah! The Lincoln Forest Renaissance Fair returns to Wingfield Park in Ruidoso, May 16th through 18th. Join Oso Productions for 3 days of adventure, featuring armored combat tournaments, over 100 food and craft vendors, children's activities, and live entertainment, including the Young Dubliners on Saturday night. Sponsored by the Village of Ruidoso and Lincoln County Lodgers Tax. Fusion Medical Spa, Jack's Backstage, and Ruidoso Parks and Recreation. Tickets and details at LincolnForestRenFair.com.
When managing a chronic illness, access to the right treatments makes all the difference. Artesia General Hospital's Infusion Center provides IV therapy and biologic treatments, so you don't have to travel far for care. Expert infusion therapy right here in Artesia. Call 575-736-8256 today to learn more.
Did you know almost 75% of the time we're replacing a roof, something totally weird or unexpected or bizarre happens? Jennifer here again from Trustmark Roofing, and I want you to know that we are always prepared for the unexpected. That's why we always have project superintendent on site at your home at all times to handle those weird, bizarre things as they pop up. Things like an unexpected layer of wood shake shingles under your shingles or rotted out decking boards, problems with flashing or ridges, or missing supplies that somebody needs to chase down. These are the kinds of problems that normally grind the crews from other roofing companies to a halt and delay the project. But not with our super awesome superintendent there. He's equipped to handle any problem and keep the project moving along smoothly. Just one more way we do things better at Trustmark Roofing. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first. The Matanza Fest and Cinco de Mayo celebration is the party you don't want to miss. Traditional music, vendors, a car show, dance, and the Matanza. A mouth-watering event and a competition of savory, one-of-a-kind pork creations, real chicharrones, and fresh salsa. Think you have what it takes? Enter your team today at nmmatanza.com. The Matanza Fest and Cinco de Mayo celebration at the fairgrounds in Roswell. Proceeds to support alternative education programs and paid for in part by City of Roswell Lodgers Tax.
Bill Cunningham is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. The White House